when they did this stuff in the winter, they had a whole Super Mario like suite in an afternoon. That's actually when I donated because I was trying to get like I don't know what kind of like Super Mario related prizes they had, but yeah, it was like a suite of Super Mario packages. But the whole afternoon was like all 3 original, NES Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario World, and all that. So yes, yes. So Daniel, did I? You know what? I think I may have forgotten to send you a link to the show notes. I don't know if you care about the show notes.
You could, yeah, whatever you want to do.
The only interesting thing about the show notes is like that Daniel and I, or Jacob and I, we've listed the stuff we've done this week. Not that I've done any shit this week.
I just kind of list everything I sort of do and can talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And actually, this is going to be a pretty short podcast because Geek Week in Review, there's literally only like 4 items. And
you said that last week, and it was a 2-hour podcast.
Well, although you doubled, you went in there and edited the Geek Week in Review and doubled the length of it.
Well,
not
actually,
that I'm complaining, but yeah. But with last I had seen the show notes,
just because Geek Week in Review doesn't have a lot built doesn't mean we're not going to talk ears off.
I know exactly. Yeah. So.
Cathy's.
Okay, so maybe we'll just start the podcast now. We'll do the outro and we'll start. So you guys can get on with your day. The sooner we get this done, the sooner you guys can get back to life. So, okay. And welcome to the Boy Howdy Podcast for Sunday, January 22nd? Sunday, January 22nd. Wow, that's that whole summer and fall thing.
January? Wow.
June 22nd.
Well, I mean, all the games come out 2015.
That's true. So that means what we'll be playing like... What?
We'll be playing Destiny right now. It's out.
Yeah, I know, man. Destiny was so good, but I'm already waiting. I mean, I can't wait for that Witcher 3 coming out in less than a month. Man,
so that we can all buy it and then not actually play it like I did with Witcher 1 and Witcher 2.
Yeah. What did you guys? How was your guys' Christmas?
It was okay.
Yeah.
Didn't really get much.
Man, you know what was good? Oh wait, Star Wars didn't come out yet. Shit. You know what was good? That last Hobbit movie was some bullshit though. Fuck that last Hobbit movie that just came out less than a month ago.
I'm sure you'll be saying that anyway.
I know, exactly, yeah.
You could be describing the last Hobbit movie, too, so...
Man, is there any good movies coming out this fall? What the hell's going on? Like, what's... Man, there's no good movies coming out this summer. Shit.
I hear 13 Years Slave is coming out. That's pretty good. Part of the trilogy.
And there's so little games coming out this fall. We might as well be, like, even if we did pretend that this actually is January of 2015, like, it's not like there's that much we would have to pretend, like, oh, how was this game that came out in fall of 2014? So anyway, yeah, so people who are just joining us, this is the second and last week where Annie Melody, she's off on vacation. And so guest co-hosting this week are I Hate DRM Jacob.
Hello.
And Grumpy Turtle Daniel.
Yo.
Which is kind of the worst way to call you guys. I want to, like, you guys, like, your Twitter handle should be like your, like, Star Pilot call signs. It should be like Daniel Grumpy Turtle Rudis.
Well, you could have said it that way.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know if you guys wanted your last name said on the podcast. Come to think of it, actually, I'm not
quite sure. You know my last name?
Yeah, what's your last name?
Doll.
That's what I thought. But Jacob Doll sounds like a stripper's name.
Thanks.
Like Baby Doll. I'm gonna start calling you Baby Doll.
Like Baby Doll, the popular stripper named Baby Doll.
So here we are with so our guest
podcast.
Our guest co-hosts this week are Baby and Danny. Yeah. How are you guys doing?
Oh, fine.
I'm good.
Yeah.
It's been a boring week.
To get it out of the way, Bill, I saw you were building Legos last night.
Yeah, no, I just finished
Corner.
right before we started the podcast. I just for people watching the video stream, which is no one.
It's usually us.
Do you tweet out the link?
Oh, yo, shit! I totally forgot about that. I'll do that in a moment, right after no one looks at this video footage of the DeLorean from Back to the Future that I just completed. It is very goddamn cute. You know what? Actually, the highlight of me actually finishing this Back to the Future DeLorean Lego kit is not. I'm not so worried so much about the DeLorean, but the fact that I have Marty and Doc Lego minifigures now. That because I just like 2 weeks ago built the Ghostbusters.
All your aspects.
Oh no! So now I can give Marty and Doc Ghostbuster backpacks, which seems like the best of both worlds.
Even better.
Yeah. I mean, what? Like that'd be like the ultimate fan fiction. Actually, having Doc as part of the Ghostbusters. I mean, that would make it like oh god, that'd be a perfect slice of mid '80s.
You know what? I bet it's already been done.
Yeah. And I noticed the Lego figures. Doc's hair is actually just Egon's hair from the Ghostbusters set, just painted white. Just yeah, they kind of cheated on that. It was kind of bullshit. So.
But Lego never does that.
I know. No, it's almost like they reuse pieces or something like that. But yeah, no. The instructions for the DeLorean Lego set are very cute because every couple pages there will be like a little fun fact of like when the user of this vehicle accelerates to 88 miles per hour, they go back in time. And there's just like all kinds of weird shit like that.
Thanks, Lego.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, no. I spent my Saturday night last night was just spent. I went out to dinner with friends, but when I came home, I just decided to build Lego and watch Back to the Future while building a Back to the Future Lego set. So,
You're a party machine.
Yeah. What you guys been up to?
Well, I watched the Lego movie.
For the first time?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I liked it. The animation style was nice. I liked that Batman was actually a character. I kind of thought he'd just be a cameo that showed up for 5 minutes.
And a funny character, too.
Yeah, it worked surprisingly well. I thought it had the dumbest plot twist I've seen in a movie in a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of it. There's not a whole lot to talk about. It was fun. It looked good.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Wait, Daniel, you've seen the Lego movie, right?
Correct.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I like it.
Yeah, it's good.
It's cool.
Yeah, there's just not much to talk about it, you know?
Yeah, you guys have kind of covered the movie on the podcast.
Yeah, did we spoil the movie for you, Jacob?
I kind of guessed the plot twist. I mean, it wasn't exactly well hidden. I just didn't think it'd be that stupid.
I was surprised when I saw that. I was like,
it.
oh my god. And it kind of explained why they spent so much effort trying to make the rest of the movie look photorealistic.
Sort of. I mean...
Yeah?
I don't remember what I was going to say. I just kind of lost it.
Man, this is already a sparkling podcast.
Speaking of... Okay, well then I'll segue. Speaking of the Lego movie, I watched the sequel to those guys' other great movie, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball. I watched Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball 2, and that's just a kid's movie.
Because I've heard bad about it.
Cloudy is great. Have you seen that, Bill?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I've actually not seen the whole thing. So I've seen excerpts.
You should watch it. It's really good. It's as good as
like I said, I love it at Costco.
Yeah, I love Phil Lord and Chris Miller stuff. I just, for some reason, my housemates were watching, and I caught the second half of the movie, but I never watched the first half, though.
It's a fantastic Looney Tunes cartoon.
Yeah. So what's bad about the second one?
It's not bad. It's a good little movie, but it's obviously made for kids. Like all the humor is for kids. It doesn't have the same. There's not a lot of super funny parts like the first one had. It's just a kids movie. It's a competent kids movie.
That's not bad either, but it's kind of nice when someone makes like an animated film, but it's not necessarily just like it's not so obviously just directed at like first graders or something like that.
It's something you wouldn't feel bad turning on for your like nieces or nephews or kids or whatever.
I saw don't they have like food-based animals?
Yeah, I say
yeah.
Yeah, the little bits and pieces I saw that seem kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's all super creative, and it's a really pretty looking movie. It's just.
Don't they replace Mr. T with like Terry Crews or something?
Yes.
That seems like a pretty good
cop guy, yeah.
Yeah.
I know exactly. That actually seems kind of like a trade-up. Man, did you see? Do you guys care about Terry Crews at all?
Yeah, I find him entertaining.
I've watched Everybody Hates Chris.
He just came out with an auto. I'm sorry. What was that, Jacob?
I've seen Everybody Hates Chris. I like him. I've seen him in.
Yeah. Well, have you ever seen Idiocracy?
No, I have not.
I have. Yes.
Oh, he plays the President of the United States, Hector Camacho. What the fuck is the rest of his name?
Up.
Yeah. Oh man, Terry Crews. Between that and like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Terry Crews is always just a fucking slice of fried gold in everything he's in. But yeah, I guess he just published an autobiography too just recently, which I totally want to check that out. I'm kind of curious to see what that would be like. But yeah, he seems Annie and I, we've talked about him on the podcast in the past, but he just seems like a generally like kind of sweet guy in interviews and stuff I've seen him in.
You remember that you talked about something on the podcast?
Dimly. You know what happens? I think when I get anywhere near Annie, I think she exudes like a reality distortion field that just makes me stupider.
No, because I've seen you forget my wife's name several times. after
It's
meeting her.
Kelsey!
Yeah, now you know it.
Which, you know what, actually, that's a huge compliment, because I rarely remember any...
And you know,
I like the people I know, and like any kind of like married like who their spouses and stuff, or like sisters or anything like that. I'm just like,
I don't know what
I legitimately like Kelsey. Kelsey's good people.
it took you 3 times to remember who I was.
Yeah. Well, Daniel.
I'm amazed he knows my name.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, Jacob. And I know Jacob Dahl because sounds like a stripper.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good
now
job.
that
always
everyone
tells me
knows
it
our
sounds
last
like bad
names.
Chinese food.
Wait, Jacob Dahl does?
My middle name is Benjamin, so Jake Ben Dahl. Everyone always tells me it sounds like bad Chinese food.
That's actually kind of cute. Yeah. No.
Mm.
Man, what kind of birds you got, Jacob?
I have a parakeet. I had 2 last week, but the little bugger died. So I gave the name
really?
to Morgan. Yeah, he'd been he had like cancer in one leg for the better part of like 8 months, and after a while it was just die already.
It just happened this week. Just by itself, you didn't have to like
no.
smother it with a pillow.
I was getting there. I think it was Wednesday. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh yeah. Just
Oh,
cute little bugger.
I was surprised that was the first thing off the top of your subject. Just be like, oh yeah, hey guys, how you doing? I'm sorry, I was distracted this week. My pet died.
I mean, I've lost 3 parakeets in 2 years.
Oh, okay.
You get used to it after a while.
And they're
know.
just like walking little chicken McNuggets that make sound. So I guess maybe you don't want to get too emotionally attached, but.
I mean, they can live for up to 20 years.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
no,
they can live a while, but they never seem to for me.
They all just get cancer and die. Yeah.
Something.
Man, that sucks. Anyway, well, I'm glad to see your remaining parakeet, whatever the hell it is still doing okay.
His name is Kobe. The dead one's name was Morden.
Oh,
He was
really?
a sucker for Mass Effect canon.
I was about to say, so I guess you didn't have more than that long if you just named him after a Mass Effect character. It's not like he was around for 20 years.
No, I only had that little bugger for like 3 years. He was only a year old when I got him.
Well, that makes sense because Solarians only live for what, like 3 or 5 years anyway, right?
So I guess Solarian parakeets only lived for 4, huh?
Yeah. Sorry, Dave, you were saying something, Daniel?
Well, I was gonna ask the important questions. How's your Tamagotchi life city going,
Man,
Bill?
you know what? I was going to tweet about that right before. You know what? And actually, speaking of tweets, I keep on trying to copy the link to tweet out this Google Hangouts, but Google is not letting me do that for some reason. I can't copy the link to the thing, so I'll just have to just tweet about it later, I guess, when we're done. God damn.
I can pull up the video on my other computer that's off to this side.
Yeah, because I like the link to the. I mean, feel free to do that. It just the link that they provide me gives me a link to the where people can actually submit questions for the Q&A stuff. Oh shit, where's the Q&A stuff? I want to make sure no one's asking any questions. Because we do actually have viewers now.
Nobody watched last week.
No, people watched us.
I drove everyone away.
No,
That was
we have
insane.
no, and we got viewers right now too. So what the hell was I saying? I can't remember.
Your Tamagotchi
Neither do
life.
I.
Oh yeah, so yeah, Jacob, I can't remember. Were you playing Tomodachi Life?
No, I have the Sims free. I don't need.
Daniel, how's your Tomodachi Life? This seems like a loaded question. Like you're leading me into a trap.
No, it's just we can actually talk about Nintendo stuff because Annie's not here.
Oh, that's right. You know what the
And
funny thing is?
we
I
actually
think
enjoy
Annie.
it.
I played Mario Kart. That's okay.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about Mario Kart in a bit, and as soon as we're done with Tomodachi, was it Tomodachi Life? The funny thing is, I think Annie would actually, if like someone were to get like if she were to get like a free copy somehow or something like that, I think she would actually have a little bit of fun with Tomodachi Life. I don't think she would play it for very long, but I think she would at least be amused by all the stupid shit that happens. Oh, you think she'd hate it?
I don't think she'd hate it. I think she'd be like, yeah, that was cute for 8 minutes and then never play it again.
Well, that's kind of like what happened to me because I totally forgot. Like, I played a little bit of Tomodachi Life, and I think I haven't touched it since like Tuesday though.
Oh,
Hey,
Bill.
I know why you can't start that video.
I've got it in my pocket. There's no reason why I can't even boot it. Oh, you know what? I need to see. You know what happened?
Set the
What?
private.
The reason I stopped. Wait, the video is private?
Yeah, video. It says to me it's shared privately.
Huh. I must have fucked. No, maybe I did
Why?
something wrong with the settings before we started recording. Woo! But yeah, anyway, so what with Tomodachi Life, what kind of freaked me out about that? I got to the stage where all the characters started falling in love with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you had all these different couples who were not like couples in real life falling each other kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And like Jen Frank kept on hitting on me like a motherfucker.
All your
you know,
dreams come true.
well, and then my friends Josh and Bahar, I keep on trying to get them to like become a. Not that I'm worried about everyone becoming the exact same pair in Tomodachi Life as in the real world, but there's a couple couples I want to kind of replicate in the game. But everyone's, one of the worst things I did was I brought in Crazy Eyes from Orange Is the New Black into
Yeah, you
my
mentioned
apartment
that
block.
last week.
Yeah, and everyone wants to fuck her. Everyone's trying to marry her, and it's just a little bit like.
Or
It's just
imitating
like,
life.
Well,
yeah,
you'll
I
be
don't know.
you'll be
It-
happy to know, Bill. In mine, your sweetheart is Laura Croft.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you and Laura
I
Croft.
saw on the Player One podcast.
You's in love.
Guys. I guess I'm married to one of the Player One podcasts. One of their wives. What's there's they game gives you the option to like cock block that stuff. It's not like you just have to accept it passively, but yeah, I don't know. It just got a little like
I just wanted you to be happy, Bill.
Yeah, and like I have a lot of lesbian friends, and so I put all my lesbian friends in the game,
Don't
and all my
say.
lesbian friends are like trying to date me too, and I'm just kind of like, this just feels weird somehow. So
I think that's kind of
Just
the point.
throw
Of it.
Tom Hardy in there, and then it'll all make sense again.
yeah, you know what? That's the fun. You know who was Annie was trying to. Oh god, I need to boot up the game now just to remember who I actually have in my apartment block.
You and Kanye West have something in common, Bill. You both love fish sticks.
You know what? That's one thing I really do love about. That may be my favorite part of Tomodachi Life is just figuring out whose favorite food is what.
You
I'm actually booting up the game right now.
you
to see it.
fucking love fish sticks.
You know what? My game, Bill Murray loves steak.
Yeah.
I found out. Well, in Tomodachi Life, so it's kind of like The Sims in that you have to keep everyone fed, although it's not quite as rigorous as The Sims. But everyone has their least favorite and most favorite foods, and yeah, if you feed someone their least favorite food, they turn into silver goo and melt into the floor.
I haven't had anybody. I haven't found anybody.
I had that. It kind of horrified me.
Favorite food yet.
But then I also, I found out, by mistake when I gave Bill Murray some steak. He, I think he turned into a rocket and flew to the moon or something like that.
Oh, that must be his most favorite.
Yeah, and that's that's actually listed as, not just, it's not even his number one choice, but there's a separate option at the top that says, super all-time favorite thing. It's now registered as
Well, that's what yours is.
Oh, yeah? Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's see who Annie wants. Oh, Annie's got a scorpion on her. I gotta pick it off.
And, I can't. Jennifer Lawrence really wants to marry Gary Busey, and I don't.
You have to do that just to see what the baby looks like.
I suppose.
So wait, have you had married couples in the game yet?
Yeah.
Have they gotten hitched? And
Yes.
have they had kids?
No, not yet.
Because I'm kind of curious to see if the kids, if they try to make the kids look like a combination of the two Miis, or if it's just like a generic little baby, or what.
From what I saw in the game, how it described it, it sounds like they kind of mix the features.
Oh, okay, which that would be.
That's what you'd want.
Yeah, maybe I should start letting my friends fuck each other just to see what the hell their babies look like.
You might as well. It's not like the game's super serious and not super weird.
Oh, Annie wanted to bone Miyazaki. That's what it was.
That sounds
well,
right. There's worse people.
You
She
can pick
could
worse
bone.
guys.
Yeah.
Have you gone into people's dreams in the game, Bill?
Yeah, a couple times. Which I love. They're not even it's not like they're even fully fledged mini games. They're just weird little things you can interact with.
Well, this is the most Japanese game I've played since Tokyo Jungle.
Yeah. Just with the kind of arbitrary weirdness.
Yeah, the
I bought
Japanese
that, but I haven't
sensibility
actually
of
played
weird
it yet.
stuff.
Tokyo Jungle?
Tokyo
Yeah.
Jungle, good.
Yeah, Tokyo Jungle's goddamn hilarious. I didn't get very far. I only unlocked a couple animal species. But Daniel, I'm assuming that you unlocked the people in that game, right?
Well, you don't unlock the people; you get them as DLC. But I
Oh.
did get those as I did get the DLC.
Is it pretty fun to play as?
Yeah, they're fast. There's no mating though.
Oh, that's the first thing I was gonna ask.
Of course it is.
Yeah. So are you playing as a fully nude guy?
No, he's got a suit. But you can also play as a Neanderthal.
Oh, okay, and they are naked.
They got a loincloth, I believe.
No, that's cute. But yeah, Tokyo Jungle's pretty good times, Daniel. If you ever get it, or Jacob, if you ever get a free moment, you should fire that up just to see.
Yeah, maybe they'll port it to PS4.
It's worth it just to see. Well, if you subscribe to, is it on PlayStation, the PS Now service, the backwards compatibility
It
service?
might end up there. That might be worth trying try that out.
They actually
do
just
own it.
updated that. Are you guys in? Are either of you guys in the beta for that thing?
I don't think so. Do they send
signed
you
up
an
for
email
it,
for
but I haven't
that,
gotten
or
anything.
you have to sign up? I don't know.
Yeah, you have to sign up and they send you a code. I got one like 2 weeks ago. And the first, I guess they just changed all the games that are available to test with the beta. Because when I first fired up the service, when I got the code like 2 weeks ago, it was all terrible. I mentioned this on the podcast, but it was all terrible third-party shit from like 2006, like really ancient, really obscure, like weird, like Ninja Game 3 and some kind of weird. It's fucking terrible.
It's
But
not like
yeah.
they're going to give away their best stuff.
Well, you kind of assume at least maybe there'd be a couple decent games.
I mean, I
But they
expected
did
to do
just
like
switch up-
Sony stuff, like Ratchet and Clank, and
Yeah, no, it was almost all entirely third-party stuff. But they did just switch everything up just a couple days ago, and it's actually more decent stuff. I can't remember. Tokyo Jungle may be one of those games. I can't remember. But
I
there's,
heard some stuff
mean,
about the prices being outrageous for the rentals. But
well, yeah, before it was all free. Now that they switched up the games, now they're actually charging you in the beta so for some games, some of the games are actually free. Like, I think,
they're testing out the service, so they're going to charge for some. and try to
what's
get
the
a handle
cooking
of the
game?
prices.
Order Up.
Cooking Mama?
That's on there, but that's free. For no matter how long you want to rent it for. Free. There's a couple free games. They have some really cheap games, like I think Sonic CD is one of the games available now, and that's like $3.
You can probably get that for $1 in the Steam sale too. So
Well, that's the funny thing is like some of these games are actually more expensive to rent for 90 days than they are if you just bought it flat out. Just not even on Steam, but just even on their own PlayStation Network.
yeah,
But
Such as
but I mean it's a
rentals.
beta. That's the kind of stuff they're
Yeah,
trying to
exactly.
iron out too. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
And that beta's running all summer, so there should be plenty of time, Daniel, for you to get in there and test that shit out. Yeah, Daniel, just by virtue of the fact that you haven't like gotten that code yet, you did not miss shit. So
I figured.
yeah, I wouldn't feel too bad about that.
So what else you do this week, Bill?
Oh man, what did I do? Yeah, do you guys care about Orange is the New Black?
I watched the whole thing. I'd like to talk about it, but do you want to do it now or do you want to do a spoiler section?
Well, I don't know if Daniel's ever watched it or if he cares about that
I
or
don't
anything.
care
Or...
about it. My wife watches it.
No, okay.
You
It's
don't
pretty
care
good.
about Orange is the New Black? Are you dead? Are you dead? I
Yes, I actually am.
can believe that.
I
Daniel,
don't
what
like
kind of-
drama.
Yeah, you never talk about TV shows or anything that much.
I don't really watch TV outside of Adventure Time.
I don't either, actually. Now that Orphan Black is over, and I also watched that. That was pretty good. Now that that's over, and
Plotting
nothing
in
on
Orphan
TV.
Black
that's
is
over.
getting pretty shitty now, though.
The what? The plotting?
Yeah, like supposedly, like it's starting to lean really hard on lazy plot contrivances. That's what I keep on hearing from people.
I mean, that's kind of what the show always was. It never pretended it was anything else, really. To me,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
it's kind of like Lost, where you know they're never going to pull this stuff together, but the ride is fun. Hopefully,
Okay.
it doesn't end as poorly as Lost, and
Well,
just
that's what
kind of
everyone's-
draining my enthusiasm for it. But
I keep on hearing from people, aside from the plot contrivances, everyone's seems to be, even when they're complaining about like maybe the plotting, at least everyone's saying it's still worth it just to hang in there with the characters and stuff.
yeah, it's funny enough. It's actually got a good bit of comedy to it. The acting's really good.
Yeah.
You don't watch it for the plot, really. The plot is fine. It gets you there. It's not
Yeah.
badly written either, but some
That's
of you
cool.
there.
Yeah, Orange is the New Black. Second season was actually pretty good. I
liked it.
didn't like it nearly as much as the first season.
I wonder if
They-
that's because the first season was such a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, it was
No.
such a brand new thing. Well, there's also the first season also felt a little more cohesive. The main character
Yeah.
Piper was actually part of the show, whereas in the second season they made a really weird choice of divorcing Piper.
Well,
her
when
storyline from everyone else's. Like she was off on this bubble for the whole season. It was really weird.
I kind of get why they did some of that, because with the racial stuff they started dealing with, you do not want the white girl that no one really likes being a huge part of that storyline, but there were other
Yeah.
places they could have worked her in. It was a little weird.
Yeah, just like she had like I don't even think she even ever met or even communicated with the main villain that they introduced. The new villain they introduced in this season
You know,
2.
I think you might be right. I don't know that they did. I
Yeah,
don't know that they ever met.
which is I mean I don't know. You know what the one
I
thing
mean, it all worked. I actually like Piper a lot more in this season than I did in the first.
Yeah, well you know
Still
what
don't like Larry. Larry could fall off a cliff. And
Larry can suck a dick and Piper.
I thought he was in episode 2 in that bathhouse.
I know, yeah, exactly. I thought Piper was more interesting in the season just because she's not all worked up. And not until the end of the season is she's worked up about Alex Voss again. She has a little more agency in this season, but I'm kind of bummed that it seems like they're already heading towards Alex Voss getting thrown back into the prison next season.
I mean, I really like that actress, Scientology thing aside, but
Oh,
Yeah.
what's her name? Laura Prepons, a Scientologist? Oh,
Yeah.
fuck, for fuck's
Yeah.
sakes. But yeah, no real big spoilers or anything though. Although I did like how I did like the I don't want to talk about spoilers.
Yeah,
What
if you have Netflix, you can watch it unless you're dead inside like Grumpy Turtle.
I did like the bald chick, how her arc.
Oh, Cancer Girl, yeah, that was probably my favorite part.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, Orange
no
Bulldog's still
tension.
pretty good though. I thought it was a little more contrived than this than the first season, but yeah, it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
The one thing on TV I do enjoy, Bill, have you heard of No You Shut Up?
No, what the hell's this?
No You
Is
Shut
that
Up.
the alternate title for this podcast?
I know, yeah, seriously.
No, that would just be shut the fuck up, Bill, you motherfucker.
Shut your
That's usually
mouth.
That's what we should
usually what
rename
Annie
this
says.
podcast. When Annie's not on, that's just be the name, and you should just have it separate from the Numbered Boy Howdy podcast.
Special edition, yeah, shut the fuck up.
No You Shut Up is on the Fusion Network, which I do not get, but they have some episodes on their website.
Yeah?
It is...
I don't know what the Fusion Network is.
Yeah, nobody does.
Man, that sounds like some
That's
like
why I'm talking
mid-90s,
about it.
like fucking...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It sounds like
Cartoon Network shit.
MTV VH1 ripoff.
Is that Fusion spelled with a Z?
It's
And is instead of an O, is it like a little green planetoid with like lightning bolts shooting out of it or something? And I'm sorry, you're
it's
trying to
almost
explain what you're talking
sparkly
about.
animated GIFs.
Shut up, Bill. Shut up.
Okay, yeah.
It was created by somebody, one of the guys that worked on The Daily Show or something like that. But do you know Paul F. Tompkins?
I know the name. I need to look him up because I'm sure
know
I've
the
seen
name,
his
yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
He's
Paul F.
one of my
Tompkins.
favorite
Yeah.
comedians, and it's
I always
him.
confuse him with Paul Thomas Anderson.
It's a round table with him and a bunch of the Jim Henson alternative Muppets
Wait,
doing
what?
political debate. You
What?
know their Ha, the ones that did Puppet Up, their improv group.
Okay.
No, what the hell is this? Wait, this is actually like Jim Henson stuff?
Yeah, have you seen Puppet Up?
No, now I'm googling that too. Pop it up.
Puppet Up was a joint venture between Brian Henson and the Growling Group to do a bunch of improv with puppets, with Muppets.
What? Yeah, I'm just looking at the pictures now on just Google. It looks really weird.
Yeah, it was kind of like Whose Line Is It Anyway with Muppets.
That's interesting to do like improv with puppets too, because it's usually such a staged, rehearsed kind of thing. That's kind of a funny thing to do.
Yeah, you can
This
find
is
it on
Muppets,
YouTube. It's
so-
totally worth watching.
Although, I mean, some of the best parts of the Muppet Show were like celebrities kind of like improving stuff, just kind of like making shit up on the fly with the talking to Kermit and Scooter and shit like that. So I can kind of see that
It was-
kind of funny, yeah.
It was billed as like Muppets for adults because they
Oh,
would
okay.
swear and stuff.
Man, did
It's
you?
under the Henson's Ha segment, which is called Henson Alternative.
So this Shut the Fuck Up show or whatever it's called. So it's kind of like it's the Puppet Up crew with Paul F. Tompkins, just talking about like
political stuff.
political. Yeah, so it's kind of like the Daily Show with puppets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But instead of like pundits, you'll have a hot dog, a poodle,
That's
What's the
actually
difference?
an alien,
oh,
a
that's
crab.
kind of cute. Yeah.
Yeah, you can find the first season on Hulu, or not Hulu, sorry, Fusion's website, and each one's only about 10.5 minutes long.
Okay, I'm gonna write this down. So, so what's the name of the show one last time?
No, you shut up.
I think I may have just joined the podcast again.
I'll send you a link so you can put it in the show notes.
Yeah, exactly. Tompkins. Yeah, okay, puppet show. Okay, no, that sounds fucking. Did you just start watching that this week?
No, but I finished watching it this week because they finished adding the first season. They're doing season 3 right now. Season 2, I don't know when they'll put it on the website, but if you're a fan of Muppets, it's totally worth watching.
Yeah, I had no idea that Brian Henson did anything other than just make Muppet reality shows these days.
Yeah, if you, yeah. I mean, they can't just be doing one thing.
I know. They still do like movie special effects and stuff all the time too, but I don't know. This seems like kind of a rough world for like the Jim Henson Company to be trying to survive in these days.
Well, that's probably why it's on the Fusion Network.
I know exactly, and why they're doing reality TV shows and all that kind of extra stuff.
Mm-hmm. Aside from that, for this week, what I did, I went to a cider festival in downtown Portland yesterday and drank some cider.
Oh, alcoholic cider?
Yes.
How the hell did I not know about that? I mean, I hate alcoholic cider, but if it were just like a fruit juice festival, I would have been all over that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, they had
Not
they had
for alcohol, but fruit
they
juice.
had fruit cider there too.
Oh,
Cherry
man,
ciders
that sounds
and berry
good.
ciders.
Was there good stuff?
There was some good stuff. Yeah, there was one that the last one I tried was from Woodchuck cider, and it was the closest I've ever had to just drinking an apple.
Oh,
You
see,
couldn't
that
taste
sounds
the
fucking
you couldn't
good.
taste the
Oh, that
alcohol
sounds
at
so
all.
good.
This
It
is
was
a weird
a
time of year for a
pink.
cider festival too, because it's not like really the season for that kind of stuff. Although if it's
Yeah.
alcoholic, it's not like you're worried about drinking
Yeah,
like
that's
fresh
true.
cider or anything.
It
Yeah.
was a nice day
It
out.
probably needs time to age.
No,
too,
I'm
so-
sure it's a nice day for the festival, but I would like, well, being from back east, I used like they would have like autumnal like maple syrup and cider festivals, and that was because that's like harvest season. But yeah, no, that sounds fucking fantastic. Yeah.
And then yeah, there were lots of the highlights were the dogs that were running around there because
Oh,
dogs
yeah?
are cute.
Lots of cute little mutts.
Yeah, and aside from that, I've had a couple of performances since the last time I was on
Yeah.
that I have
Everything
done.
good?
Yeah, the Sleeping Beauty I was in was really quite good, and then I just did the Man at Arms for Scheherazade
Hmm.
down in Oregon City.
Does every role that you're a part of, does that always require lots and lots of dancing, or sometimes will you end up having to take a role where you're just kind of standing off to the side? You're more of like just a human-shaped prop sometimes.
Well, that's what it was down in Oregon City. They just needed somebody because somebody had to fall out at the last
Yeah, I was
minute.
about to say, because if you're playing a man at arms, that kind of suggests you would be off to the side, kind of like holding a pipe.
Yeah,
or
but
something
usually
like that, yeah.
for my company, I'm usually one of the principal dancers. So
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
usually,
Yeah, dude, don't you do choreography too?
yeah, we did a modern show a couple weeks after Sleeping Beauty, and I had a piece in that.
Oh, very nice. Congratulations. Oh yeah, we forgot to mention. Yeah, people don't know that Jacob's a ballet
Not
dancer.
Jacob.
Not
I'm
Jacob.
not a ballet dancer.
You could be if you wanted to. If you applied yourself,
I
goddamn
don't
it.
want to be.
Daniel.
See,
is a
I have
goddamn
so
ballet-
many hobbies already. Thank you very much.
I've been thinking about getting into it myself, but
Hmm.
I would pay to see
Yeah.
that.
that's cool. So, are you working on
Yeah,
something right now, Daniel?
congrats, man.
No, right now it's kind of a break. Next thing will be Nutcracker in December.
When do you start practicing for the Nutcracker?
Probably in September or so, August.
Yeah, that makes sense. Is it always the same production every year, or do you guys try to switch it up with like?
Yeah, for
like
the
the
most
costumes
part.
and stuff?
Dancer like roles you'll get will
You
change.
swap out the music with some Britney Spears every other year or something. Mix
That
it
would
up.
be terrible. The worst thing
Yeah,
ever.
you get the Fat Boy Roberts remix of Nutcracker Suite.
Have Radiohead do the score.
Yeah, no, it's if you were to redo all the choreography every year, it would just be way too much of an.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
Weren't
can
you just
imagine.
tweeting? I think you just tweeted just something like last week where you were complaining about how you were like walking through the halls and like somebody was playing the Nutcracker and you're like, what sick motherfucker plays the Nutcracker?
Yeah, it was
music.
at the studio. I was
Yeah, yeah,
There
like
were-
at a
somebody was
ballet
watching the
studio
Nutcracker.
in the summer just to torture everybody. Yeah.
turned out to be like a 2-year-old.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
it can't be too bad.
Was the
So
two-year-old
you went,
actually?
you kicked him off the chair and turned it
Mhm.
off. Just-
Don't you know
Stop
what
watching
this
that.
means to us? Fucking stop it!
Hmm.
Oh man.
And
That's
I understood.
cool.
I understood, Stanley. You couldn't get up there to see it, Bill, because you don't got no car.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I've been
And-
thinking about maybe I don't have a car or a license, and I'm kind of now that I have now that I have life insurance, now that I actually have a credit card, now that I
How
have
do
a
you plan
decent.
to drive?
What's that? What?
That you need life insurance before you want to get a car.
Oh no! It's just like now that I'm slowly on the path of becoming kind of a vague adult, it just seems like one of the next things on my list should be get a driver's license and learn how to drive, get a driver's license and get a fucking car.
Yeah, I have a car. I just don't have a driver's license.
Because I don't want to be 60 years old, like running around just on the buses and shit like that. Because that shit's man. I mean, I obviously have relied on public transportation for the better part of 40 years now. But after a while, that shit just gets fucking old. Especially living in Portland, Oregon. There's so much nice stuff to see in this part of the world that you can't see if you're just relying on buses all the time.
Hmm. Can't go to the beach whenever you want, or the mountains.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
or-
Can't go out to you can't see the mountains and shit. So
and
I wanna
can't-
do
That's
that.
the
I
nice thing
wanna-
about
yeah.
Montana. You can just look out your window and you've seen everything there is in Montana. There's some mountains.
Yeah.
There's a tree. Some snow.
Technically it's the same thing here. I mean, technically I live on the slopes of a volcano, and there's vast evergreen shit, just literally less than 2 blocks away from my house. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and I can't really hold it against Annie for not coming because she had to go buy cheese.
She had to go buy cheese.
Is that what she
Yeah.
did?
Yeah, she went to the Tillamook Cheese Factory instead.
Oh right.
I mean, to be fair, it's almost
I thought around here in Montana. There's this thing where people at grocery stores will always tell you about how Canadians will come down to buy a lot of cheese, and I thought that's what you were
What?
talking about.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Canadians just have like
Cheese.
shit cheese or what?
I guess apparently like Canadians will cross the border to buy cheese here because it's
Ron,
cheaper
is
than
Montana on the border?
Yeah. Yeah, kinda.
Well, I know it's kind of north up there. I don't know what's, you know. Oh yeah, it is.
It's pretty high north. Yeah.
Wait, you're like north of Idaho.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of sort of to the right of Idaho.
And if you've ever seen Star Trek, you would know that Montana is where warp technology is invented by human beings, and so you guys are more
Well, that's
likely.
what I'm working on in the basement.
You guys are more
so-
likely than anyone else to actually survive World War III when it happens in like 2042 or whatever. So.
Yeah, but we do got that super volcano not too far, so
Do
it's
you?
kind of it's a toss-up. Yeah.
I was
We're not
thinking-
far from Yellowstone either.
Oh man, those picnic
I think
baskets.
technically the way the wind. Yeah, I think with the way the wind blows, we're actually safer than anything to the east or west of the volcano
Uh-huh.
for some weird reason. Yeah, I never quite figured it out. I figure if it goes off, I'll probably be melted within seconds anyway, so why worry?
Oh, so what else you guys do this week?
Well, this week was, well, not this week, but within the last 2 weeks or so, it's the 1 year that since Animal Crossing came out.
Oh yeah.
I've been
yeah.
playing that for a whole freaking year.
I
Didn't miss a day.
quit playing that.
Most people
I
did.
really planned out my town. Yeah, I really planned out my town. I had like sidewalks and everything was gardened nicely. And then my town got so beautiful that more villagers started moving in over the plants and the walkways I put in over and over.
Oh,
again.
that sucks.
And
Yeah.
I just quit playing because I didn't
I
want
didn't
to
realize they
rearrange
would
my
build
town.
houses over your walkways.
Yeah, they don't give
Neither
a
did
crap.
I until they did it.
Oh, that's a
And there's
heartbreaker.
not signs you
Yeah.
can plan around in this one either, because in the other ones there were signs where people could move in,
Yeah.
but not in this one. So they just move in wherever.
Yeah, you can kind of finagle the public work ordinance to put up like lampposts
Yeah,
and whatnot
kind of.
where you don't want people to build, but
I
it's
think
a
about
pain
that.
in the
Yeah,
ass.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I-
not a lot
Plus,
to
I
say
got
there.
like 40 billion bells, so it
Yeah.
kind of lost all gameplay as well. Yeah.
So, Daniel, does anything happen when you actually reach your first year anniversary of being mayor?
No, it actually passed by without me noticing.
Oh, okay. That,
And then I was like, when has it been a
seems
year
kind of
since?
weird oversight.
I was like, when has it been a year since I got this? So I sat down on my
It would
tree.
have been June 9th, because I think that's
And
when
I was
it came
like,
out,
yeah,
'cause I
June
was looking
9th,
at the calendar too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was, well, technically for a lot of people it might actually be June 8th if you downloaded the game the evening before the game was actually released retail.
Yeah, I did.
But, yeah, the last day I played of it was on Christmas Day, and I was thinking about restarting and actually jumping back to Christmas Day and kind of like blowing through each day between then and now. Well, the one thing in Animal Crossing New Leaf, the one thing I would actually really like to try to do is try to get your town's tree to blossom to its fullest potential.
Yeah, that's where mine's
But-
at.
Yeah, have you actually done that?
Yeah.
How did you do that? Because it's been less than 500 days since the game came out.
I think it's also either that or hours. I'm at like 460 hours played.
I saw
Jeez.
in order to get the tree to blossom to its fullest, I think it's maybe something like 500 hours and or 500 days.
I'm pretty
played.
sure it's at its biggest. It's got like ivy climbing up it and shit.
Yeah. So okay, that's cool. Well, it sounds like even if it's not its biggest now, it'll probably be pretty goddamn soon.
Yeah, I still-
Jesus, yeah.
Freaking red still won't bring in certain stuff, so my museum
paintings?
isn't done yet. Yeah.
Yeah. And that sucks with no
Oh.
one else playing. It's not really easy to like trade with other people or anything too.
Well, everything I've done without trading. So
Yeah.
all my bugs and paint and bones and
Oh
everything.
man, I forgot. I was a Boy Howdy listener. I can't remember who it was who. I managed to complete my skeleton collection, the fossil collection at the museum, like super fucking early because someone was giving me all of their fossils. I can't remember. Was it?
Wasn't me.
Was it you?
No,
Oh, okay.
I gave you like 1 million bells at one point. But
Yeah,
I
I know. Well, I think both of you guys gave me stuff at some point.
Oh yeah.
I'm so used to both of you guys. Like the only reason I like Oh god, was it Saints Row or Diablo? It was because Daniel gave me all of his stuff, and then Jacob, yeah, you gave me all kinds of stuff in Animal Crossing, and yeah, you guys are both my video game sugar daddies.
I've slowly been working my through to the newest Layton game.
How's that treating you?
That's all right.
That's good.
That's the 3DS
it's a little.
exclusive.
I'm a little burnt out on
I'm
Layton, but
I'm
I
not big
still
into
love the
puzzle games.
puzzles.
So
I love them.
I've never really played one.
And there's a lot less math puzzles, which aren't puzzles. They're homework.
Yeah, fuck that shit. There's a lot more like match puzzles. Not even matching stuff, but like little matchsticks. You have to like put the
so
penny in
much.
the goblet.
It's creative stuff.
Yeah.
I played some.
Isn't this like the last Layton game, or isn't that the series ending soon? They said.
I have no idea. I don't keep
I thought
up
there
with
was
the news
something about how
about
they
it.
came out and said this is going to be the end of Professor Layton.
Could be.
I could have sworn they came out and said something about that.
Could be. I played some sports friends with my wife the other night.
Is it good stuff?
That's good stuff. Lots of
And that
yelling.
requires the PlayStation 4 camera, right?
No.
I thought
No,
it
it
did.
does for Johann Sebastian Joust, I think.
Oh, that's what it is.
I
Okay,
don't think it does for anything else.
man.
Oh,
But I have a camera anyhow.
I don't have
so-
anyone to play with, so I don't know.
Yeah, I need to. That's why I've been kind of worried about getting either a headset or a PlayStation 4 cameras for Destiny, so I can actually voice chat with other people.
Well, you
without
don't.
sounding like shit.
You can just use a cell phone headset. Like
Oh,
I just
yeah.
have. I
The
just have a
only-
$10 pair of headphones I bought from Fred Meyers. That
Well, the
works.
only headset I have is like that would work like that is the
Oh.
and it's that
Well-
tiny little single earbud, and my ears aren't very good with earbuds.
Well, that
Hello?
earbud is terrible. The one that came with
I'm
the
still
flip.
here.
Yeah,
I
it
love you
is.
guys.
That's terrible.
That is probably
Yeah.
the worst thing I've
It's-
ever put in my ear, and I've had some terrible
I-
stuff in my ear.
Yeah, no, the earbud's terrible. It's uncomfortable. And if I were to,
It
use
sounds
headsets, I'd
okay
like to
for
get
the mic.
headsets with decent audio quality too, because like that's the unfortunate thing with the earbud is that then all of a sudden you get all the audio coming through that single teeny little earbud, and it's like, man, that's no way you
Yeah.
can enjoy a goddamn video.
Well, you can turn that
So
off.
that's why I'm researching headsets now.
You can make that.
What's that?
you can
Having
make
the audio
headset
pipe
so
through
that only the voice chat comes through that.
Oh, okay. I'll have to mess with those options later. Well, that's the thing. Like with me researching headsets now, everyone seems to be recommending the Astro A30 or A40 headsets to me, but I see that some versions of those headsets come with that little mixer thing. That's like, but that adds like an extra $40 to the cost. And I was trying to figure out if that like was it worth it. To
It
get
only
that, like,
adds
little mixer.
$40 to the cost. When I bought these, it was like $300 with those stupid things.
I know. Well, that like on Amazon, you can buy like an Astro A30 for $99, but if you buy the whole set with the actual extra mix amp, it's like $150. But then again, that's because you've got the A40s and the A50s that have usurped the A30s, so it would be cheaper by now.
I would-
you're looking
I
at
would
the
imagine-
A30s.
I would imagine if you didn't get the extra thing, Bill, you wouldn't miss it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
don't-
yeah, I just want to make sure I'm not missing out on any extra like usability. Because ideally, I would be able to like to use that headphone for, like on the Xbox One on the rare multiplayer online game that would require it.
Hmm
But
For all
and-
your tuition, you do
Well, if you're
so
thinking
much
about
online
getting a
gaming.
gaming PC, then most of the stuff you play on
Well,
the
that's the
Xbox
other thing
One
I'm
will
thinking
probably end
about
up
too.
on PC
I
as
am
well.
dead serious about maybe sometime this fall actually, getting a game, finally doing a gaming PC thing. So
I mean, when you want to do that, let me know. I've built my PC, and
Okay.
I can.
I'll take you up on that. Yeah, they get some advice. When Jeff Green,
I'll be good
built
advice,
his-
and it'll be advice.
I still have actually, if in the show notes file that I
Yeah, it's
that-
in the show notes.
Yeah, I have Jeff Green's recipe for his own home-built gaming PC that he made for himself for his new job back in January. And I don't know anything about that shit, so that's why I was. What is it? Alienware just announced they just came out with a brand new
Don't buy
gaming laptop.
Alienware.
I know, isn't that stuff like? Doesn't that shit fall apart super quickly?
It's more your
I don't know
paying
about that.
double or
I heard they got
triple.
better there, but if you want
Oh,
a
is it-
gaming laptop, I hear they're pretty good because the way laptops are built, you just can't build one yourself, so you're not going to save that money anyways.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
For a desktop, don't buy Alienware. It's,
Yeah, I need to figure out space too, because I don't have that much
I'll
space
give
for
you a
like,
list
little
of
gaming
parts if
rig.
that's what you're so desperate
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll figure out
for.
something
You can
like
get them pretty small.
yeah.
It doesn't have to be huge.
Yeah, I just want something that like
And you don't need a top-of-the-line machine.
Yeah,
You can-
here's the secret to PC gaming. You can go and you can buy a $700 desktop, and you can just play just about anything on it. Most of them
I
have
know,
built-in
yeah, that sounds
graphics that are
fantastic.
good enough.
Well,
You won't play it well, but you can always add the video card to that later.
my housemate Joshin, he's actually been playing the original. He's been playing Mass Effect 1 and 2 on his MacBook of all things, and I was kind of surprised how good it looks on there. And that's just a fucking MacBook, and he's got a
Yeah.
pretty old MacBook too, and that kind of blows me away how much better it looks like on that
Yeah,
than
a lot
than
of
it did
PC
the.
gamers will complain about the way games were tied to the consoles, but that was the best thing that happened in PC gaming. It made it so much more accessible for people that it actually became viable. Between that and
Yeah.
Steam,
And especially now with these new consoles are already less powerful than even like it seems like mid-level PCs.
that's not really a fair comparison in a lot of ways because with
Yeah.
consoles, you know what's in there, so you can really design around that. You can really exploit that and use little tricks to get a lot more out of that than you can on PC. And honestly, as someone who has like a $500 some odd graphics card, PS4 games look pretty great.
Yeah.
They don't.
I mean, they don't look terrible. I
guess
actually,
PC games look better, but not
yeah.
necessarily enough to warrant the price.
I'm kind of curious to see the one game
It's a
I'd
variety of games.
the one game I'd like to have a PC before would be maybe The Witcher 3 because that seems like that's going to be a super pretty big huge open world kind
The
of game.
things-
And I could see that. Go ahead.
Go on.
No, I could see that being.
the things that the stupid
I love you.
lag.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
omanana ikoto no ikichi. No, I could see The Witcher 3 being, like I said, being supposedly a super huge open world Skyrim kind of game with like super nice graphics. I could see that kind of being a game that really like you may be better off playing PC shit on that.
So, what really shines on PC for me is actually the Bethesda games because their games are always kind of janky, but modders will go in and they'll fix a lot of stuff.
Oh no, if I
so
get
that's
a game
always the
PC,
way to play it.
the first fucking thing I'm gonna really try to dig into is modded Skyrim. I just want to see what the fuck that
Yeah.
looks like. I want to see what it looks like.
I
Super
haven't
beautiful.
heavily
I want to
modded
see what it looks
Skyrim.
like.
I can't speak
Yeah,
for you, but
I want to at least
screenshot.
try the Thomas the Tank Engine mod. Yeah, that's
the Randy
that's
Savage mod.
You could get all those naked
yeah,
werewolf
exactly.
mods.
Yeah. That seems to be almost justification enough just to get a gaming PC just right there.
is.
Yeah. And also, I can enjoy stuff like the Steam summer sales.
Yes, you can.
Have you guys bought
Minecraft's
Oh, no.
pretty good on.
I was about to ask if any of you guys had bought anything on sale, but I already know Daniel did, and you bought me Monaco. Thank you.
Because we're never gonna play it together.
Mm.
I will play it sometime. Yeah.
No, we won't.
That's on Mac though, right? So at least I can play it now.
Well, yeah,
It's not like
I wouldn't buy you something that's not on Mac.
Oh, okay, cool.
This would be a terrible
I didn't.
cock tease.
No, it's on Mac now. Did you ever redeem that copy of Planescape Torment I sent you?
Did I not?
I don't know if you did.
You can
Oh,
check
I
your.
have to
There's a
double
Mac
check, yeah.
version now.
Oh,
can
I
check.
did. I did just actually install a whole bunch of Steam games, or yeah, just to make room on my hard drive because that thing was getting fucking full. You know what? I forgot that I've never uninstalled anything I've ever downloaded from Steam, and
I just
so
add more hard drives.
it was like 150 gigs worth of stuff.
That's
Like-
it.
That's
like,
yeah,
well,
I
that's
had
it.
700 gigs of games.
For me that's a
Months ago.
lot, but yeah,
For a
and I've
Mac,
only got a
that's
500
a
gig
lot.
hard drive on this thing too, so that was actually a pretty decent amount of real estate.
If you want games, you won't ever actually
But,
play
yeah,
them.
have you guys bought
One
anything on
Point
the-
2 is on sale.
Yeah, I got Jazz Punk. I've started to play that. What else have I bought recently?
Oh, is Jazz Punk on sale now?
It was yesterday. I don't know.
It is,
Oh shit, I
well,
totally
I
missed
think
that.
it is
Fuck, I wasn't
now.
paying attention because, like I said, with me with the Mac, it.
But I don't think that's on Mac.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it is either.
Oh, that's right. Because again, my housemate Joshin, he was playing that, but he also knows how to boot camp and wineskin all that stuff. So
I haven't played enough of it to really get a feel for it yet.
kind of interesting though.
If I like
Oh
it.
no,
Yeah.
oh that's right.
I
I'm not
played
thinking
it. It was
Jazz
okay.
Punk. I'm getting Jazz Punk confused up with the one game that's also a first-person kind of abstract kind of game, but it's all about musical stuff.
Fract? OSC?
Yeah, Fract. Yeah, that's the one my housemate's been playing that I've been watching him play.
What
Jazz
else?
Punk seems pretty cool too.
I know about something else, but I don't remember. It's really made an impact on me.
I did buy-
Oh, that's super cheap. I'll buy that.
It's not Steam Summer Sale, but I did just buy Dragon Crown for the Vita for $20 on Amazon.
Yeah.
That was on sale.
I hear that's good, but I can't buy anything with that art. It's
With big titties.
creeps me out. Yeah.
You know what? The one thing I'm actually kind of interested in seeing is actually kind of like the supposedly the food illustrations in that game are supposed to be off the hook, and I kind of like that. Actually, I think I like that bigger than big titties.
What did I buy? I bought Divinity Original Sin, which is an awful lot like Shadowrun Returns, but in a kind of Terry Pratchett-esque fantasy universe.
Yeah.
I haven't played a whole lot of that because it doesn't actually come out until next Monday, the 30th.
Uh-huh.
But it was on sale 20% off, so I bought it.
Uh-huh.
I bought The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing 1 and 2.
What the hell is that? Like a text adventure?
No, it's actually a kind of a Diablo clone.
Oh, okay. Oh, are you like,
The
just
thing
like
that
fighting
you-
like Universal monsters?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, that actually sounds like a great idea for a
wonder-
Diablo clone.
Yeah, it's surprisingly fun. It's got a kind of weird sense of humor.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if there's a Mac version now.
But Daniel, yeah, you haven't bought much.
Yes,
No,
there is a
I
Mac
got-
version.
I bought Prison Architect. I haven't really dove into that yet.
Persian
I was
Architect?
looking at that.
Prison.
Not Persian.
Oh, Persian.
It might be
Oh,
better than
I thought you meant that when you addended that. I thought you meant Persian prison architect.
No,
That would, boy, that
could
would be
be
a game.
Prison. You never know.
And it's like, you know, like 5,000 years ago, and like you're trying to you're trying to like keep Aladdin from escaping.
Yeah, you're just inventing the concept of prison instead of just murdering people on the
Persian
spot.
prison architect, yeah. You're forcing everyone to weave rugs.
Aside from that, I have been trying not to spend too much money on this summer sale this time.
Yeah.
I've been stuck on-
That's nice thing with owning a Mac. Like I'm very limited in what I want to buy, so it's never really a huge temptation to splurge. So.
Yeah.
I've noticed more and more stuff is coming out on Mac.
Yeah, no, they're getting a little bit better, but yeah, I've been farting around so much that I haven't really had that much free time to game, just because I've had this artistic creative block thing that I've been trying to spend more time trying to crack that than playing games. So
Yeah.
Those are the
I'm already
worst.
kind of like, yeah. So
I bought
Yeah.
Emery Carroll's The Yog.
is that good?
I haven't played it. It was $5 on sale, so I picked it up.
Yeah.
I hear it's good. It looks nice.
Oh no, that's right. I was watching the Giant Bomb guys played that. I
Played
didn't
it.
really-
Yeah, I did too.
I bought DuckTales Remastered.
I hear that's
Uh,
not very good.
I have that on my PS3. I've I played the shit out of it. I love that
yeah.
game so much. I was ranked. I think the highest I got on the leaderboards was 21.
Wow, Jesus. I'm with
For
you.
a
I'm not
while.
surprised because you're not only a prolific game player, but you're a fucking good game player too, Damon.
Oh, I love that game.
Jesus. Oh, speaking of what I was thinking about you. Speaking of going back to PlayStation Now, one of the games they did make available this week is the Adventure Time Diablo clone.
Nah, that's a good little one.
Yeah, you can buy that.
It's a
for
little
like-
boring
I
at
heard it's
times,
been
but
bad.
it's fun.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because Adventure Time could really make for a great game if they put the effort into it.
Well, it's not like any Adventure Time sort of games have been terrible. They've just all been kind of like different levels of kind of.
I
mid-level
heard
a
this.
little bit.
I heard this newest one was actually pretty bad.
No, it's well, it really depends on what you want from it.
Wait,
Yeah.
is this the
Yeah.
newest one, the Diablo clone?
But
Yeah,
Diablo
if
one,
you
Okay,
have
yeah.
and depends on how much patience you have for like slogging through dungeons. So
I have a lot of patience for that.
Yeah.
then you might get along all right with it. This week I also tried to play the new free-to-play game on PS4, War Thunder.
Which one? Is
that
that?
went well for you.
I get that
was
confused. Is that the? That's not the World War II game.
plane.
Oh, that game was fucking hilarious.
So I was like, you know what? I'll save myself some time and not try to register on my PS4. I'll just do it on the PC.
Yeah.
Turns out that if you register on the PC, you need to use a separate email address to register on the PS4 because you still have to register on the PS4, but it says that email's already in use. So you can't
What?
register on
Yeah,
the PS4 and you can't log
I've heard that from
on
a lot of people.
with that
Oh.
registered.
So wait, War
Screen
Thunder,
name.
that's available for North American players, though, right?
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe actually easier just to, at that rate, because it's been available in Europe for like 6 months now, and so when that first came out in Europe like 6 months ago, I just created a European PlayStation account, and that seems
Well,
like
it's not
that's
the-
actually easier than it would be doing what you're doing.
Yeah, it's not the PlayStation account that does it. It's the fact that my email's
It's
already
just-
in use.
Oh,
to
no, but
register
that's what I'm
to
saying, though,
PC.
but, like, this is like- If you're gonna have to create a new account or submit a new email address or something like that anyway, at this point, you might as well create like a new European PlayStation account and just like.
At this point, I said,
that-
fuck it. I'm not going to put the effort into it. I'm just not going to play the game.
So you never got around to actually playing it,
No.
huh?
No, because that's the dumbest shit I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
no, that's
in
and
games.
it's not like
That's
War
dumb,
Thunder's
man.
that interesting to warrant that because you're
No.
just like, running around killing people and like flying airplanes and stuff, but it's not
Yeah.
like that gripping.
I mean,
like,
it's not like Peter Dinklage is around to say things like that wizard came from the moon. I mean,
Yeah.
wizard that.
And then
Oh,
I also tried the Battlefield Hardline beta.
oh, did you
I
get
heard
into
that's
that
boring.
It's Battlefield. It's
You're right.
it's just Battlefield.
with like super militarized cops?
Yeah, and people running around not knowing what they're doing.
That was-
Everything
the
is
best
just
part.
confusing.
B3.
It's just a mess. It's a Battlefield mod.
That's
It's a full
unfortunate.
game.
Is that?
You heard?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jacob.
You heard about how they did the demo for that on the rooftop in LA, and 10 blocks away, as they were demoing this game about like robbers going around the city.
Oh yeah, I
holding
heard
people
about that.
hostage.
Yeah.
There was a guy on a rooftop 10 blocks away holding someone hostage with a gun.
Yeah.
Classy.
I mean, that's also the same
Yeah.
E3 where they had like what's the new Tom Clancy game where it's essentially capture the flag, except that instead of a flag, it's a lady. It's a hostage.
It's both.
another
It's
hostage
actually
game.
both genders, to
Yeah.
their credit. And they've had that in the games for a while. Not that that.
Oh, it is
excuses
both
it.
genders. Okay, so okay.
Right.
But yeah, well,
They-
the demo
it was a
they
lady that
demonstrated was all like.
I think it's
Yeah.
randomly decided, and it just
And
happened
it
to be
didn't help
a
that the lady, the hostage, was super helpless. And I do think, don't you like knock her out or something like that? It's
No, I don't know if you knock her out. I think you pick her up and carry her.
that's what it is. So it was a little bit
It's
caving
weird.
and stuff.
It's a little. It's yeah.
What do you expect the hostage to do, Bill?
Run.
Talk the hostage
Walk?
takers down and try to make them poison tea. If this is the hostage's house.
Man, if I was a hostage and there were a bunch of cops around me, I would not run. If there were
me
other
neither.
people with guns
I would
around.
run where the cops told me to run.
I said
I would
you
not
would.
require one to
See,
pick me up and carry
At least
me.
I'm fat enough and baby shaped enough that like I know I'm not going to get mistakenly shot because they know which one's going to be the hostage in that situation. It's the fat guy who can't run.
I thought you were gonna
Um,
say you were just gonna roll down the hall away from the teenager.
Yeah, I know. I'll pull a thud butt and just roll over everybody. I'll lift my legs over my head and say, "I'm thud butt," and wait till everyone's on the stairs and just like knock them over like bowling pins. It'll actually make bowling pin sounds.
And then
You'll just have your phone set to make that sound as soon as you
Yeah,
hit something.
exactly. Oh my God, where's the Google sound effects machine?
and then
That's
since
It's in here somewhere.
Yeah.
since we all
Just
been
imagine
playing,
the things we could do.
I also have still been plugging away kind of slowly at Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, how's that
good.
treating you?
It's good.
Bill
Yeah.
Mudron has added Google Effects. Uh-oh.
I'll
the
try.
podcast now.
I'm sorry, Daniel's actually trying to talk about like
Mario Kart
yeah.
8.
Mario
Mario Kart,
Kart
we
8.
can
So
talk about
wait, how have you not already just beaten Mario Kart 8 and like been done with it and just walked away from it? Because I thought you like there's not like there's that much content in that game, and the way you chew through games, I thought that
Well-
would be like a mid-afternoon snack for you, and that would be it.
I'm haven't gotten all the 150 Cs beat yet, just because
Okay.
it's a slog, and I haven't
It's
unlocked all
hard.
the kart stuff yet.
It's actually kind of hard.
Yeah.
I like the speed of 150cc, but I don't like the aggressiveness of the AI, so I've just
Yeah.
kind of lost a bit of interest.
Wait, did I do that or did you guys do this?
To what? I don't know what you're talking about.
you did it, Bill. I think.
Jacob's got a little tiara and a birthday cake.
This is
Yeah, okay, yeah. Let it be known, Bill Mudron has not done any of this, and this is all Daniel Rudis.
no, I haven't. I haven't touched my keyboard.
What the hell are you
It
doing?
hasn't been me.
Okay,
I'm not sure what I'm doing.
Yeah, you got now. Yeah, wow, that's pretty.
This is the favorite part of everybody listening to the podcast: the visual.
Yeah, the
Want to get
audio
out another
podcast.
catalog and link
Why are
through it, Bill?
Oh, these assholes are fucking around in Google Hangout,
Um,
forgetting that this is an. Oh.
so since Annie's not here, let's take advantage. What is your favorite kart to use in Mario Kart 8, Bill?
So far, yeah. Go ahead, Jacob.
I really like the sport bike with the swim wheels and whatever glider I feel like, because it don't seem to make a difference.
Yeah.
I like going really fast and drifting and not doing very well at either of those
Well,
things.
who's your favorite racer at that point then?
I use the Koopa Troopa.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
This
Historically, I
isn't
was
an
like,
acceptable substitute for Toad.
yeah.
Ugh.
No, yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't remember if we talked about this on the podcast or if it's just been on Twitter, but yeah. No, it's all about Koopa and Toad. That is the best weight class.
And Luigi. People
Luigi?
are obsessed with Luigi.
Oh yeah, I forgot
love the
about the
Mario
Death Stare stuff, but yeah, I
There we
only
go.
I only got to the only reason I ever like back in the day with the original Mario Kart I ever really played Mario and Toad that much is because I just loved their victory music.
Mm,
See, now I really look like I belong in Portland.
it's true.
Yeah, you really do look. You know what? I was eating dinner at a Mexican place last night, and there was a guy pretty much not dressed entirely unlike how you are, how Daniel has defaced you in the video.
I haven't touched anything,
with
Bill.
cool effects. Yeah.
It was me.
It's not me.
Wait, it's not me.
So what car are you driving, Bill, in Mario Kart?
Let's see. Oh, my go-to. Okay, so my go-to racer now that I unlocked the Mii's, my go-to racer is Miyazaki
Mm-hmm.
with the pink kitty cat racer.
Mm-hmm.
Tires I really don't give a shit about. Whatever tires, just maybe the blue slicks, whatever the hell they are, the blue little blue glow wheels, and
Those are automatic when you go over the blue lines and are magnetized to the.
yeah, and the gerbil, the little dead gerbil parachute.
The flying squirrel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what are they calling them? The sugar bombers, the sugar slickers.
Sugar
whatever
gliders.
the hell? Yeah, sugar
I don't know
gliders.
if that's what
yeah.
they're called in Mario, but that's what they are.
Yeah. Yeah. That. How can you not choose the goddamn sugar glider? It's
Well, the
fucking
Bowser
cute.
one is pretty cool.
There's a Bowser one?
Yeah.
Oh wait, is that the one where it's Bowser's like balloons?
No, it's a Bowser.
Oh, I hadn't seen the Bowser one. Yeah, see, that's the thing.
Yeah,
I still haven't unlocked
stuff
everything.
randomly.
Well, even then, I've only cleared the 50 and 100 cc's of stuff. I've not gotten gold on all the 150cc stuff, and I have not gotten all 3 stars on each track yet. So
That doesn't affect unlocking carts. It's how many coins
I
you
know.
get.
But still, I still have. I think I've unlocked all the characters, but I have not unlocked all the equipment yet. Obviously, if I don't have the Bowser balloon or whatever the hell. So, but yeah, no, that game's yeah, Mario Kart. Still can't believe they put the fucking blue shell in that shit.
I can. They're not gonna admit they're wrong about the blue shell.
With every game, I keep on hoping that the blue shell.
It seems to be less frequent in this one. I'll give them that.
Yeah, I've seen it like twice when I've been in first.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of other ways for the computer to screw you over.
Yeah, it still seems to be kind of like rubber band AI and stuff too.
Yeah, not as bad as the 64.
Yeah, this game seems. I'm having a harder time with Mario Kart 8 than I did with Mario Kart DS and Mario Kart 7.
It's a better game than any of the other Mario Karts. I don't really think there's any real denying that. I've just gotten less interested in it.
I'd say Double Dash is better. And the Super Nintendo one.
It's my favorite. I've never liked the Super Nintendo one. Any kind of 2D racing game, I've never.
You say I'm dead inside. Good God.
Yeah, no, Mario Kart Double Dash is pretty goddamn good. Although Mario Kart DS was fucking fantastic. It was just
never played any of the portable ones.
Yeah, they've actually been pretty good. I mean, they're all better than Mario Kart Wii, but Mario Kart DS lets you race as Rob the Robot.
That's all you care about.
Yeah, that he became my default racer. And whenever you pass anyone, he makes a little sound. And it was super cool.
Spot on.
You know what I really like in terms of the tracks on Mario Kart 8? I wish Mario Kart did more of this, where it's the big DK Mountain.
Yeah, they need more of those.
Yeah, instead of racing three laps, it's just one big downhill slalom. Which is, yeah, Jacob is just completely encrusted with the Google effects now. You can't even see him. But yeah, no, I wish was DK Mountain on Double Dash? Was that the similar thing, or was that laps too?
I'm not sure.
Because DK Mountain, that was the one where you'd eventually get shot out of a cannon and go up the mountain, then you're kind of coming back down the hill. No, I think that was laps.
Yeah, that was laps.
Has there ever been Mario Kart tracks in the past before that have just been the one way?
Oh, I'm sure, but they all fell out of my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 8 still looks pretty. I still do love the YouTube integration, but yeah, I feel bad for everyone who really loves the battle mode that got completely destroyed.
Yeah, that got kind of destroyed. I probably would have played more, but the people I played with are dead. So.
Yeah, I haven't played Star Trek Battle Mode since a couple iterations ago. But
Battle Mode.
What's that?
What Mario Kart are you playing that there's a Star Trek Battle Mode?
Did I say Star Trek Battle Mode?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, you know what? That's because I accidentally clicked on Twitter and I saw something from Star Trek, and it really was as simple as I saw something Star Trek, and I just said it out loud in the middle of it.
It's a good thing you didn't go into the porn tabs. Just
I know
imagine-
big hamburger vulva. Yeah, Mario Kart. What?
Bring that up.
Labia, the labia racer.
I
is
knew
my
what would
favorite.
happen. I
Yeah.
knew what would happen, and I did it anyways. I'm sorry, Annie. I have failed you.
Oh, yeah, Annie's not listening to this. I'll be surprised if Annie ever comes back to the podcast. Now that she's tasted 2 weeks of freedom from the podcast,
Yeah.
getting her back on is going to be impossible.
Next week, around 2 minutes before you want to start, you'll be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, are
Nah.
you free?"
But you know what? The only other thing I did this week, I fell into the hole of watching 80s commercials on YouTube.
It's a dark hole.
Yeah, I found someone had posted. I can't remember where I found it on the internet, but someone had posted a link to a 4.5-hour compilation of 80s commercials from YouTube. Commercials from the 80s on YouTube.
Wow.
And with almost
sounds
all
like
of these commercials being from
insanity.
Saturday morning cartoons too, so it's not just
Oh.
80s commercials, but it's all old toys and fucking bubble gum and cereal and all like the fucking worst garbage of the 80s. But yeah, it's a compilation of stuff specifically from Christmas 1985 and Christmas 1986. And I don't know if you guys are old enough to even care about that
92.
particular vintage. Wait, you
Yeah.
were born in 1992?
Yep.
Damn.
I'm not a
Every
bad.
time I'm on the podcast, this comes up.
Go.
You always
can
go,
talk about
"Dang."
the '80s, Bill. I remember
When-
the '80s.
Yeah. So okay. So Daniel could probably appreciate some of this more,
Yes.
but yeah. So last night, it took longer. It took a lot longer than just watching Back to the Future to actually complete the Back to the Future Lego. So once Back to the Future was over, but I still had half of the DeLorean to build, I just threw on this compilation and. Yeah,
I
it's
actually,
a lot.
listening to your podcast a couple weeks ago, had all the gummy bear answers you needed for your gummy bear questions.
What were you talking about?
You were
Like,
talking
what were
about
the
gummy
questions?
bears,
Like, who was the
Don't
hottest
you-
gummy bear?
Diet sugar-free gummy bears.
like going. No. The cartoon show.
Yeah.
okay.
Which gummy bear would you fuck? That's the only
Which
question.
one, really.
The answer is Sunny Gummy.
Oh my gosh, no.
Well, who
I
else?
know-
Unless
I know
you're
I've seen that show, but I was so young at the time. I don't
That's what I'm
remember.
saying. Yeah, you that show was like just.
I mean,
going off-
DuckTales and all that survived well into the 2000s, but
Yeah.
Gummy Bears just didn't air in Reruns.
Gummy Bears was one of the first Disney afternoon show, but it didn't last for
Yeah.
super long. Yeah,
It was-
and
it
also
It lasted
was-
for like 6 years, Bill.
no, but like DuckTales
No, it was only
was
like 2
the,
seasons,
like
56
quintessential. That DuckTales became the figurehead of the Disney afternoon.
Right.
Where, like that became like the alpha and omega of the Disney afternoon.
DuckTales, Tailspin, and Chip and Dale. That's what I.
Which I've never seen. I've never actually seen any Tailspin, and I've only seen little bits and pieces of Chip and Dale, just enough to know who Gadget is when she shows up on Rule 34 posts on the internet.
The series went from 1985 to 1991.
Oh,
Gummy
Gummy
Bears?
Bears?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember hearing it was only like 2 seasons, but
Did they ever
come on.
find like the other Gummy Bears? Because wasn't like the whole thing like
Yeah,
they
there were
like,
some barbarian gummy bears in a later season.
that's fucking horrible.
Barbarian Gummy Bears.
Man, Princess
They were awesome.
Kala. It was all about Princess Kala though, man. She was a cutie. I'm just throwing that out there.
It's fantastic. I had some gummy bear toys when I was growing up. So
Yeah, I think I may have had Gummy Bear.
thank you for joining us on our gummy bear minute.
We'll
I
now
think
go into
they
our
had-
Lego minute.
I could swear they had Gummy Bear Happy Meal toys.
Oh yeah, they did.
And I think I had like either me or my sister. We had them in the house somehow. But yeah, Gummy Bear. Man, it was just weird because like I was born in 1975, so I was like 15 at that time, and I should have been trying to get laid and not like watching Gummy Bears, which that's pretty much this whole story of
You're old
Elmer's
enough.
life.
Well, yeah, but Bill, couldn't the same be said with like watching Legend of Korra and stuff now?
No, I know exactly. Yeah,
No,
says the guy who.
Korra is a very mature show for adults.
Oh yeah.
You
oh,
won't
yeah.
take my adventure time away from me.
Yeah, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm saying Bill shouldn't be
You're judging with your
Finn
eyes.
lost his arm.
cartoons. Huh? Yeah,
Finn lost his arm.
it's true.
I
He
see.
did.
I was about to.
Yeah, I
start,
heard
it's
about that.
Well,
I
it
was
wasn't.
Season 3.
I was about to start catching. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't. Jacob, for some reason, I didn't.
No,
I
you
assumed
can go
that
ahead.
you didn't care about Adventure Time.
No, you can talk about it. It's adventure time.
Yeah, I
Like,
know,
what are
but
you gonna
still,
spoil?
there are there is a story. Like there is
Yeah,
like there's actual
kinda, but
repercussions though.
people just talk about it like it's no big deal, anyways, and I kind of
But
don't
yeah,
think it is.
I was gonna
So
start
go ahead.
catching up with Adventure Time, but then I got landed this gig where I need to start watching a whole bunch of The Amazing World of Gumball, and now I'm watching that instead of
Is
Adventure
that
Time.
the
Well,
show
then once
about?
I'm done with that, I can start catching up with Adventure Time too. But what's that?
Yeah.
Is
Someday.
that the one about the fist?
The Biss?
The fish.
Fist.
The Fist?
Fist. Fish.
The fish. There is the Gumball is a cat whose best friend is a goldfish.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a very cute show. Yeah, no, Amazing World of Gumball is like kind of this mixed medium of all the each character on the show is of a different animation style, or at least most of them, outside of Gumball's family. So you'll have kind of like flash animated flat 2D characters hanging out with like computer generated like dinosaur characters and like puppet characters and all kinds of weird shit like that. It's really neat, but I really like it.
Is that on Cartoon Network? That sounds like the kind of thing they
Yeah, it's
do.
Cartoon Network. Yeah, it's yeah. In fact, in order to work on this comic, I had actually signed a Cartoon Network NDA just to do that shit.
Oh,
but,
so I shouldn't ask you if it's any good then?
no, it's a good show. It's really cute. It's one of those things where I had never heard of the show until they approached me about doing work for this comic. But
Yeah.
It's in
now
the
I'm
same
like,
league as a regular show.
yeah, it's
I don't
definitely
like
in that
regular
same
show,
vein.
though.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
okay.
You might not like Gumball. I don't watch
See, I've
it.
never seen much of
But it is definitely better than Uncle Grandpa.
what's Uncle Grandpa?
That is the worst show on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't watch it.
Wait, is Adventure Time
3
that
years
too?
ago, I would have said that's a low bar, but
Yeah,
Adventure Time is still Cartoon Network, right?
correct.
yes. That show will be on long after we're dead.
Yeah. But anyway, you guys, should we take a break and come back for the Geek Week in review?
Well, did you play any Transistor?
Me?
Yeah, you said you were going to
No,
play
I
more
haven't
last
had any
week.
time, no.
Okay. I liked it. I thought
Did
it was
you
really
finish
good.
it?
Yeah, I played through it almost
Did we
twice.
talk about this last week?
Yes.
No, Motwell had
Well,
me to...
you mentioned it, but you didn't
Yes.
talk about plot or anything.
Yeah, that's right, we did talk about it, yeah.
Without anyone to talk about, I don't know what there really is to say. I loved it. There's some
Okay,
problems
good.
with the endings.
My problem
I
is
like
that
it.
Bill had this whole setup of what he wanted the game to be, and when it wasn't that,
Yeah.
he decided it was poo-poo garbage.
No, it's not like it just bounced off me just because I really did expect it
You
just to be a hack
said-
and slash action game, and when it
Yeah,
turned out to be a
see,
strategy game,
That
it
was
that's not what I was in the mood for when I picked up that game, and I was like, oh, so I'll go back to it someday when I'm, because like I do love like strategy games, you know, I love XCOM and fucking Fire
Did you
Emblem.
buy Final Fantasy Tactics when that was on sale?
No, but I do have the GBA cart, and I've played that.
That's a different game.
I
It's a
know.
totally different game.
I keep on hearing that the GBA version is better than the actual PlayStation 1 version.
No.
Really?
No. They are totally different games. The
I
GBA
know.
game is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But like the first one is still the best in the series.
You know, actually, that would be a great game for PlayStation Now too, because that would just be. It would
Yeah,
be.
well, it's a PS1 game,
Yeah.
so you can get it on the PS3, Vita. It'll be on
Yeah.
PS4 at some point.
Oh, you know what? Actually, more gaming stuff I did this week than anything else is actually again my housemates. He started playing Ico and Shadow of the Colossus on PlayStation 3. So I spent as much time watching him play that shit as I did actually play anything myself this week. And
Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus looks pretty good in the HD version.
yeah,
I mean,
we
it
were
could
really
be better,
surprised.
but-
Yeah, it really benefits from that extra power from the PlayStation 3, like the
Yeah, 'cause
frame
that
rate
game
no
had
longer
a-
totally
just a-
janky.
Yeah, frame rate was bad in PS2.
Yeah, I'm
version.
sure that game has probably killed more than a couple PlayStation 2s.
Probably.
So
So-
yeah, but that's all I did this week.
I don't have a whole lot else to talk about. I played more Minecraft. I built a tower out of glass. It looks weird.
Oh,
I read the first Earthsea book. That was actually
good?
really good. Yeah, I actually really liked it. It was relatively short, which is really good for fantasy because I tried to read Lord of the Rings and I got like 200 pages in and that was
yeah,
like
that's
content.
yeah.
And I'm like, I'm okay. I'm gonna move on now. I really liked it. I can see why people accuse it of being the thing Harry Potter is ripped off of. They're wrong. He's in that wizarding school for like all of a chapter. So I don't know,
I didn't realize there was any. I didn't realize anyone had drawn any parallels between.
Yeah,
Earthsea
some people
and
have
Harry Potter.
actually just said that Harry Potter is just kind of an Earthseed ripoff. But the
Huh.
reality is that all fantasy books kind of share that whole,
Isn't
like,
it like
hero's
entirely
journey thing.
different? Like even by virtue of the fact that isn't everyone supposed to like mixed race in Earthsea and shit like that?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
that's a big thing there. It's kind of the reverse of what you typically see, where how can I put this without. All the protagonists are basically implied to be black or Hispanic or something along those lines.
yeah.
And all of the like kind of barbarian tribes are all like Vikings, so white people.
Oh, they are like white people. That's actually
They're
pretty cool.
basically white
See,
people.
the
That's
only-
not to say all white people are evil in the books, but the
No, but
general.
it's kind of nice to see where like the normal
Yeah.
normal people are actually the people of color. But yeah, it's kind of reverse normalcy shit.
Right.
Yeah, I've never actually read the Earthsea books. The only thing I really know about the Earthsea books,
Is don't watch the miniseries.
well, that and don't watch the Studio Ghibli movie too. Because
Yeah.
supposedly that's just a
I
total
hear
bird
it's so
brain.
bad.
Supposedly Ursula Le Guin was like, "Oh my god, why the fuck did I send my way the rights?"
Because Miyazaki was supposed to direct it at first.
Yeah, and he gave it to his son, and his
And
son fucked it
Miyazaki
up.
did direct it, to be
Yeah.
fair.
But yeah, I mean, that's the movie where supposedly Miyazaki said, you know what, Goro Miyazaki, my son, you fucked up this movie. I'm never letting you do anything again.
And then
But
he
I guess he's
directed
changed his mind.
Happy Home, which
I
was
know
good.
exactly,
Like,
and also Goro Miyazaki's directing like he's got a new project that's coming out like next year or something like that too. So I guess maybe I don't know what changed Hayao whatever his name is Miyazaki's mind about that, but.
what changed his mind is he's old, and his son will outlive him anyways.
But yeah, you
So
should.
why
If you ever
bother?
come to Portland, you could go. I've actually had Ursula Le Guin's house pointed out to me. I guess she
Really?
lives in North Portland.
I plan to head out to Portland sometime next year.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know if
she
I'm
lives
invited
it's
to a
not
wedding
North
out there
Portland.
or not, but
She lives like on a hillside overlooking downtown Portland, off to the west. So
Ooh, in the West Hill.
run out there, the West Hill.
fancy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good book. It's weird. It's one of those books where you read it and you can kind of see a lot of fantasy tropes that other things have ripped off.
But
Like-
these books are old
Yeah.
enough that they're the ones who presented. Yeah, they're the progenitor of all that stuff, right?
Yeah, they came out, I want to say, about
Let me
7-10 years after Lord of the Rings, so it's not necessarily the genesis of
not
everything.
the Genesis, but it's definitely
It's early enough that it's a huge influence.
Yeah.
Like I can look at tropes like the kind of chubby best friend character that's in there.
Yeah.
It was weird seeing that there's kind of the seductive sorceress character who doesn't end up really being like this gross caricature that it's kind of become. So it was weird seeing that trope in kind of its early forms and it not being super gross, partially because it was written by an actual woman probably. But yeah, it was a really good read. It's short. It's only like 200 pages.
That's
you can get it
really
dirt
nice to
cheap.
hear. Yeah.
Yeah. 200-page fantasy book, please give me more of that. I think I enjoyed the Golem and the Genie a little bit more, but I highly recommend the first Earthsea book. I want to read the next ones, but the guy who goes out and buys all the books in town, because we only have a used bookseller in like a Hastings, so it's a little hard to find good, cheap used books. So you have to give a list to a guy who runs a bookstore out of his garage, and then he goes off around the state looking for these books. So hopefully he finds what I'm looking for.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just reading about how Ursula Le Guin, I guess she had there was actually just here in Portland recently there was a production of the Left Hand of Darkness.
Yeah, I also want to read some of her sci-fi stuff. I hear those books are super great. Left Hand of Darkness and the Dispossessed are called some of the greatest sci-fi books ever written.
Yeah, I guess that was just turned into a play here in Portland just
Yeah.
recently. So
I know Evan Dom swears by those books, the Earthsea books.
yeah, I need to read them sometime. That seems to be if I need to read like any kind of basic classic sci-fi fantasy stuff, that seems to
I
be
would
one of the big
highly
pillars of
recommend
that.
it over Narnia and the Lord of the Rings, because
I've
Narnia's got a lot
tried-
of weird religious stuff, and the Lord of the Rings is it's so
I've read
boring.
Lord of the Rings. I read that in high school, and I've tried to read some of the some of the Narnia.
Maybe
stuff. It was okay.
Lord of the Rings
It just-
gets better when you get in, but I found
Yeah.
it boring.
Lord of the Rings is great if you're young and you don't know any better and you have lots of free
Uh-huh.
time.
Yeah,
That's
like
kinda
I
got
had
from
the
them.
Aragon
That's
books for that. We all make mistakes.
Daniel. Do you care about Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I love Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
The good stuff.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
No,
they're
it's good.
Probably fine. I just couldn't get into it. It's just it's
You know
so
what? I
dumb.
do. I did enjoy the
That's
movie.
the equivalent of Bill saying, I played 5 minutes of that game, it wasn't what I wanted, so it's poop.
Yeah.
I read 200 pages of that stupid book, and they spent
That
like
is
100 with that stupid
you read a-
Bombadil dude singing stupid songs.
Well,
If you
nobody
read a
likes Tom
book's worth of
Bombadil.
material, I think you get the.
He needs an editor. That's what he needs, a posthumous editor. That's
Yeah.
what's his name needs.
I did when I read Lord of the Rings. I do admit that I skipped almost all the songs and
Yeah.
all the like. I was like,
That's the nice thing about Earthseed. There's a lot of songs in it, and none of them are written out. They just tell you their songs.
yeah.
Great. I don't have to read someone trying to write bad poetry.
You don't have to make up a melody in your mind or anything
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
It's nice because it implies that those things are important to this culture, and it gives a kind of a historical sort of element to it. But it doesn't make you read the stupid song. It's 200 pages, and it tells you what you need to hear, not every single stupid detail about every little thing the writer came up with.
Good God, never read Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I have
no,
read
no,
Game of
that's-
Thrones, and the first 3 books were okay, but I quit after that.
Well, that's what everyone's done.
Yeah.
Which is going to be interesting because now the show is moving
Except
beyond
this
the first
past
3
year.
books too, and now they're actually going to have to make some editorial decisions. in
Well,
terms
what I
of
did
the show.
was I read the first 3 books, and then I read the Wikipedia articles for the next 2, and I said, nope, I'm out. I'll see the TV show.
That's
And the
why.
TV show was getting kind of gross, too. They're doing some stuff there I'm not super fond of.
So yeah, should we take a break and head out to the Geek Week in Review?
I can think of more things to talk about, but unless you want to be here all year.
Well, we've been recording for an hour and a half, so we should
Yeah.
probably take a break for a second. Yeah, we should
Yeah.
probably get the show on the road. So okay, well we'll be back in just a minute then.
Bye!
Okay.
Okay,
Here's our
that sound effects.
fake break. Fake break.
Okay.
Yeah, if
have
you
a-
guys need to get something, go ahead. Yeah.
I should just keep my
I mean-
mouth on that one anytime you say anything.
Yeah, why not?
You
Yeah.
did that.
I
Yeah.
I am surprised that I've actually managed to have enough restraint and not to abuse that shit on every podcast.
I've been staring at this for so long, just thinking of all the things I could do.
Yeah, no, that's right.
There's
I
the
love.
crickets.
It's kind of like the mariachi, like.
Oh my god, there's Inception horns.
Oh really?
It's called drama.
Fucking stupid shit.
Oh my gosh, we didn't talk about FIFA.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
you playing FIFA?
No, the actual soccer that's going on.
Oh,
That
Oh,
nobody
you mean the
is.
World Cup?
Yeah, that America doesn't care about. Because
I don't care about any sport.
soccer.
I don't care. Yeah, I've only watched a couple. I've seen a couple
I'm too
games
busy not knowing
I was
what
being-
rings.
at the Space Room, and that's it.
It's okay, Bill. I was being sarcastic.
No, it's fine. No, like I said, I've actually watched some of that stuff. I don't know what's going on, but.
Boring stuff.
Oh gosh, should we just jump into the Geek Week review then?
If you'd
And we
like.
can. It's up to
Big
you.
break. Okay.
It's your
So
show.
I will intro us back.
Okay.
You never did tweet out a link, though. Hey, is this actually recording?
No, what happens is this automatically archives as a YouTube video, and
Okay.
then once it's archived, I can just rip the audio straight from this. Because usually when it's just me and Annie recording, we'll record in GarageBand separately, and then she'll email me her half of the GarageBand file, and so we get like the direct feed. It's not like grungy YouTube audio, but whatever. Yeah, it's.
Well, you never did send me anything about how to use GarageBand, so I didn't set that up.
Yeah, GarageBand is complicated enough. Yeah, like if yeah, it's actually, you know what? It's actually even easier just to edit with the YouTube audio than it is actually with separate tracks. But
I'm glad at least this laptop mic sounds better.
damn it, yeah, for some reason, even right now, I'm trying to copy the link for this shit, and it's not. I don't know what's going on.
That's annoying.
Yeah, it's weird. Google Hangouts tends to change their shit every week, and some things work and some things don't. And so for
Yeah.
some reason this week, copying links seems to be the thing that's not working for me.
Are we getting any
Um,
comments?
yeah.
I can't find them.
No, not yet. We had a couple of viewers from for a while, but no questions or answers or anything. So, although let me double check. Yeah, no questions or answers, no comments. Oh, actually, I should go back and double check. Yeah, no.
I'd be curious to know how people are actually watching.
Yeah, I guess maybe people know just to kind of check in on the channel, on Sunday afternoons. What the hell was that? Add a draw. Wait, can you? Wait, what?
Oh,
They told me to add
goddamn.
draw.
Oh no!
That's the worst thing you could give Bill Mudrid. There's gonna be so many penises. So many wieners.
Oh, and oh wait, no, go. I like that actually
Quit
sticks to it.
moving.
What is happening?
Oh, now I was on my other computer. I have a tablet on that.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I can do the same thing too, yeah.
This is
Thanks, Google, for recommending
You know what?
it.
I don't think Annie knows about this. So when we record next week, I'm just gonna spring this on her out of the blue, and she's going.
Can I
"What the
just
heck?"
hang out, just not even be on the podcast, just like draw on you guys and hit sound
Yeah.
clips? I
Yeah,
can be the producer.
yeah. Except instead of like audio, well, you could do the audio effects too. You could do this and like oh man, there's my titties. Oh no, they're like neck titties.
oh gross.
It's even worse. It's like I've got goiter. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to stop. Okay, how do I turn this off?
I don't know. I just turned it on.
I'll just leave that interface over everything that I'm doing.
So are you guys seeing me, or is it just Bill? Because it doesn't.
No, I
have
can
the
see you
switch.
guys. I can see you, Jacob.
Well, I know I'm in the corner here. Does it make me?
I have
Okay.
it set up so whoever's talking, their picture comes up. So when you talk, it's just your grumpy turtle head.
Good.
I want to
I-
get into drawing on you, Bill. Though it won't let me do it on myself.
Really? It only draws on the
Yeah.
host? Wait,
I think it might be something with this laptop being 7 years old. It says it's not supported.
Huh. I'm clicking on the draw tool for you. Yeah, it says draw is not supported on this user's platform. Yeah, I guess maybe that's what. Yeah.
I need to get a webcam and an actual mic at some point.
You know what? Actually, you're on board mic. Actually, like I said, for some reason, at least when using Google Hangout with us, your actual onboard mic sounds better than your headset for some reason.
That's weird. It's got to be this laptop. It's so
Yeah,
old.
maybe it just-
How was
the
my
way-
headset on the other podcast I was on before?
It was still a little staticky, but like
Was it?
last week was just a special. Like it sounded just really poppy. Like it would just like your your P's and stuff would just be like it would kind of blow out the sound a little bit. It was really weird. So, but yeah, that may have just been like how the different technologies were handshaking. Maybe something was getting all fucked up. But
Mm.
anyway, so I will. Okay.
I don't know what I'm
What
doing.
the hell's on my face now?
I don't know.
What the hell is that? I don't know what that is.
Perfect.
Ah.
I'm trying to recreate Peter Pan.
Hamburger. What do they got like?
Wait, stop moving. I gotta put the eye in the right spot.
Oh no.
Oh my god. Oh no. Okay. Oh, God bless technology.
You should just put this in the podcast, and everyone who's listening is just like, "What on earth?"
What are they gonna do this? It's like, ooga.
I didn't think that would work.
This is like Tearaway, except it's free.
Yeah,
Oh,
I played some
God.
of that. I didn't get very far though.
Yeah, it's a cute game, but yeah, it's pretty slight though. Man, that's
13
great. I like how you
pages.
just drop in random shapes like that, though. That's pretty cool. So, okay.
Next time I'm on with Annie, I'm just gonna surprise her with this.
Oh, I'm not going to tell her about this. Like I said, this might be actually worth asking her to see if we can actually. They stopped playing Super Mario 3D World on Games Done Quick. Shit, I missed the end. Anyway, sorry, I have that playing on the Xbox while we're recording
Yeah.
with you guys. So okay.
What were you gonna say about Annie?
Can we say this is a preset?
Yeah.
I would love it if Annie would just drop this in.
What you need to do is you need to start the Hangout next week, and you need to just go into this and draw on yourself and
I
invite.
gotta draw better than that. Jeez Louise.
Just have the eyeballs for some reason, especially just like, yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
What am I doing with my life?
Yeah, I can't believe you guys are wasting your afternoon with
Oh, that's fine.
stupid, awesome shit. Oh, here we go.
I was just trying to play more Minecraft.
I want to eat that penis. I guess you could just suggest like this thing. This is a mouth guard guarding the penis from. Oh no! You like blow semen straight through my cheek, through my chin.
I'm
know
sorry,
what?
Mom.
You could take a screen cap of this and like this would be like modern art somewhere.
I don't know how to take a screen cap. It'll be in the video though.
Perfect. Everything's wonderful.
I love this. You guys are the best. Okay. We'll start the second half of the show. Okay.
How do I turn this off?
Gotta be professional. Okay.
Professional.
You never
Cool,
sent me
cool.
the whatever Geek Week in Review is, Bill.
Here. Let me see if I can send you the copy of the show notes.
I don't know if you want other people to read it or if you
No,
want
no.
to
I thought you had
What
always
sound
had an
effect did I
invite.
introduce the podcast with? The ticking clock?
Wait, let's see. Daniel.
Roll.
That's not a drum roll.
Let me see if Daniel. I'm
Is that
gonna
on?
email you a link
Time stop.
to.
Sorry. Oh, never mind. I won't make that joke.
Wait, what's that?
I won't make that joke.
Okay, so Daniel, I just emailed you a link. I guess I can just like message you a link to Who Gives a Shit.
When you talk about Ryan Johnson going into Star Wars, I'm just gonna hit this sound.
Oh, that's
effect
part of
over
it.
and over.
Don't think that's not gonna get mentioned. Actually, half the show notes are fucking Star Wars bullshit.
Oh.
Okay, I see. Yeah, they're dead.
Okay, I got him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Risen the Core is back next Friday?
Yeah, they just announced that like a day before yesterday.
I
Yeah.
didn't hear that.
Yeah, no, the original rumors it wasn't gonna be back until like this fall, but like yeah, surprise announcement it's coming back like on Friday.
I hope
yeah.
it does better. They lost half their viewership last
Oh
year.
yeah, well it's because
Why
the
am I
fucking
quick?
show's not been very good.
What's with my camera?
Legend Coruscant's like sucking some dick. I shouldn't yell
I-
that out loud on the
Probably
internet. But there's a reason why
Batman
people have not
Nexus.
been. Okay.
Okay.
Now we're back. Welcome back. Okay, no.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Carter. Wait, what's the Welcome
Mr.
Back Carter
Carter.
theme song?
What?
Welcome back. Your dreams are your ticket out. Welcome back.
Welcome back to the
Song.
Geek Week in Review. We're
Wait,
back
wait,
here.
wait.
Wait, hold on, that was terrible.
Oops. Damn.
Okay, I gotta
Welcome-
get this cricket sound effect timed perfectly.
Welcome
Okay.
back to the Geek Week in Review. I'm your co-host,
Yeah, perfect.
Guillermo del Modron, with my cabrones, Daniel Rutis and Jacob Dahl.
Hello, it's very nice to be here.
We're
I'm
here-
happy
I don't know.
welcome to the
I
show.
can barely speak in my normal voice with one accents.
It's fantastic to see you all again. I love it. It's great.
See, this is why you gotta watch Orange is the New Black, because you can appreciate Kate Mulgrew's Russian accent, which is not entirely unlike that. She sounds
This is
like,
good in the new season.
yeah, she sounds like
Well,
Russian sniper.
Should we do British accents just to drive Motley
what's
crazy?
then? Well, so this is what the
I'm
Geek
like
Week
sweet
in
off
Review.
Indeed.
Not Motley to do this.
Hello.
You like
I like soup.
accent? It's good
Oh, I
time.
can smell my penis through my
Hi,
pants.
hi everybody, it's the Geek Week in
Hello.
Review.
Hello, my name's Maxwell Motley.
Geeky stuff.
I work at a vegetable shop.
Wow, you. I like the concentration on your face when you do that, Bill.
Oh, me? Oh, I
Yeah,
forgot
you
I'm
turn-
being
you
actually-
get really-
I forgot we're actually doing this like where I can be seen. Wait, do I make a concentrated face?
You look off into the distance and like.
Here, let me draw some appropriate.
I'm kind of styling. Yeah, okay. Oh man, you know one of my favorite things is what's his face from the Road Warrior? Gasoline. Where does he talk about
Mel
like?
Gibson.
No, his buddy, the gyro captain. He's like,
I've never actually seen those movies.
listen to me, gasoline.
Well,
Well, everyone in the Mad Max
Gasoline.
movies, it's never gasoline. It's always gasoline. Gasoline. And and he's
Something like a diet drink.
when he's yelling at Max about he almost gets bit by a snake. Max lays a trap for this guy, and he says something like, "That's dirty, low." And just the way he says low, there's like five syllables in the way he pronounces low. And I just thought it was crack.
Fantastic.
What are we talking about?
I don't
We were
know.
talking
Review?
about Into the Woods is being unsurprisingly sanitized by Disney.
Do you guys care about Into the Woods? Because otherwise,
I
there's
like,
Should I?
no news here for you.
I'm not a
guys.
big musical guy.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, no, so it sounds like they're taking out a lot of the character deaths and a lot of the sexual innuendo, which, big shocker,
Disney,
Disney.
is sanitizing a movie?
Yeah, which that's a lot of the stuff in there is the whole point about how terrible. I mean, the whole Into the Woods is about the woods in the title. Into the Woods is the world and how dark and fucked up and dangerous the world can be. So, and it's not just like a couple little cosmetic things that are changing. It's kind of like some of the basic, like one of the main characters' wives.
So they're remaking Little Red Robin Hood, but boring.
Yeah, well, so in the play Little Red Riding Hood, she gets accosted by the Big Bad Wolf, and the Big Bad Wolf is trying to fuck her. In fact, actually, the whole song that he sings to her is half as much how he wants to fuck her and then eat her, and because it's all, and actually it's funny, actually in the stage play, the dude's got a giant boner. And
yeah, you think Disney's gonna leave in that wolf dick that he's got on that costume?
Like at that point, why even try to make Into the Woods though? Because that's kind of like, I guess the wolf boner is kind of like, not, you can cut out wolf boner, but it's still, I don't know.
I remember watching one of the Narnia movies, and I realized that they edited out the lion's genitalia, and I'm like, wait, why did I notice that?
Really?
The problem.
On both parts, actually. The fact that you noticed and the fact that they felt the need to cut out his dong.
Well, it wasn't an actual lion, it was a CG lion, so I guess they just didn't put it in there.
Still,
but why did I notice that?
It's not like they have to put his red rocket in there, but if you still want to just make it like anatomically correct, that's really goddamn weird.
Once again, as always,
when they go to the zoo. Like,
Boy Howdy has turned to animal penis.
Oh, please, you were the one drawing dicks on Bill's face in the brain.
No, it was off to the side.
Awesome. Have you ever guys seen emus or whatever that have like the elevator penises when they get a hard-on? Their hard-on is so long it reaches down to the ground and then it like
I thought that was elephants.
It's like the Millennium Falcon's door, like its whole hatchway. It's kind of just like that. It's amazing.
This is why I'm wearing headphones for this podcast.
No, well, not only does the Big Bad Wolf want to fuck and eat Little Red Riding Hood, but after Little Red Riding Hood kills the Big Bad Wolf, she goes off on a murder spree where all she wants to do is kill other wolves, to, protect everyone else from the wolves. And so she's kind of a bloody, violent, fucked up character. And
the whole second half of that thing is terrifying.
Well, yeah, and
when do you find out that actually there was only one bad wolf and it was actually genocide and blah blah blah?
Yeah, but yeah, so much of the second half of that play is fueled by how scarred the characters are by how fucked up the world is. That like, and cutting back on that kind of, I don't know, we'll see. It's Into the Woods being produced by Disney. Yeah, it shouldn't be any kind of surprise.
I could see them only doing like the first half because it's what, a 4-hour.
You know what? I'm kind of surprised they just didn't do that because A, not only does everyone get their happy stories, B, not only is there's not that much sex or violence in it. A lot of the sex and violence doesn't come until the second half of the play. And B, if the movie was a huge hit, they would already have
the fan base for the second half.
Yeah, and the play is also long enough. It is like a 3.5 hour long play. If you cut it in half, you get like a 2 movie length like movies. Like you'd like. I'm surprised they almost just didn't do it that way, but I don't know.
I mean, they could have passed it off to their more adult studio, whatever it's called. I know they have
Touchstone or whatever. Yeah, it doesn't have to be released underneath the Disney banner. But I thought, especially with like all the Marvel stuff, and they're doing slightly little.
They're branching out, yeah.
I thought they would be a little.
I don't know if I'd ever call any of the Marvel movies gritty though.
Well, I don't know, but like, and they have the PG-13 Pirates of the Caribbean movies and shit like that. I don't know.
That's true.
I think it'd be hard for them to justify a fairy tale movie being released under their banner that was not for kids.
Yeah, I mean,
when they announced that Little Red Riding Hood was going to be played by like a 10-year-old girl, I mean, everyone really was like, okay, well, what are they going to do? Because like, yeah, like they got to change the song or something there because you can't have. Well, it's also Johnny Depp playing the wolf, which, for fuck's sake.
I used to like Johnny Depp.
I know it's not like he's inherently a bad person. It's just like
it's just the movies he picks.
I wish I could go 6 months.
He's the Wes Anderson of
actors.
Johnny Depp. Like you've seen his performance before you've seen the movie.
But yeah, so that automatically led to think, well, is he really going to sing a song about how much he wants to fuck a 10-year-old girl? And I guess that's not going to happen.
I mean, not in public.
Just at birthday parties and bar mitzvahs. So yeah, that's Into the Woods. Into the Woods may be my favorite musical of all time. So this is Bill Mudgeon's official recommendation. If you want to see Into the Woods and see the good version of Into the Woods, there's a Broadway production from like 1986 that's available for like $10 on Amazon.
I think it might be on Netflix too, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it depends on it keeps on coming and going on Netflix, but it's if it's not on there now, it'll probably be on Netflix again by the end of the year.
But I can't think of a musical I actually like.
Yeah. What musicals do you like?
I don't know.
See, because I'm not a huge musical person. In fact, actually, I didn't even get into any Sondheim stuff until I moved to Portland. My friends, they actually, Yeah, they were the ones who actually sat down and said, "Hey, Bill, I know you don't like musicals, but you might really dig Sweeney Todd." And once I saw that, I was like, "Oh, this is actually pretty good." They were like, "Well, you should give this Into the Woods a try. That's kind of dark and fucked up too." And
Do Wes Anderson movies count?
well, you know what? And as much as they feature so much music, and the music is a kind of the extension of the characters, it's almost the closest thing to a musical as you can be without the characters actually singing. It's almost like American Graffiti that way, where it's just like wall-to-wall music. Yeah.
Well, I guess Fantastic Mr. Fox is my favorite musical. Then we'll go with that.
I need to go back and see that because I've only seen bits and pieces, and like I said, I wasn't impressed. But I don't know.
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah.
I really like that movie. I know you've said a lot of things about the conditions.
I haven't said, but I can't really definitively say anything bad about that movie because I've never actually just sat down and watched it from stem to stern in one sitting.
All the stuff I've heard about the people working on that movie is all just like rumors and like all the people who said, yeah, it was a little bit of a weird working situation. I said, look, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is I went in there like already kind of prejudging the movie, knowing how
what happened
Wes Anderson really didn't direct that movie.
What happened was, and I know I always seem to end up talking about this movie, but what seems to have happened was one of the animators said, yeah, he did a lot of directing by email and blah blah blah, and I don't know what he's supposed to do. Be there when they move every inch of the puppet. I don't know what these people's standards are for this. Maybe he didn't work enough on them. But like what happened was. Some Wes Anderson fan site ran this, and he got all kinds of hate mail. Mm-hmm. Crazy Wes Anderson fans, which is a heck of an image, just like crazy Wes Anderson fans. Just imagine what those people look like. So he's like, no, it wasn't that bad. Stop sending me death threats. Just leave me alone. Never mind. So yeah, who knows?
Who knows? Regal will sell super tickets of the new Transformers movie that will eventually allow you to download a shitty ultraviolet copy of the film for an extra $15.
Yeah.
That movie is 2 hours and 45 minutes long.
And why do you want a copy of Ultraviolet? That movie wasn't very good.
You know what?
The movie's not even out, but I believe you.
Thank you for getting my joke, Bill.
Right. There was a movie called Ultraviolet.
Have you guys seen Ultraviolet?
No.
No.
Oh, it is fucking terrible. It is like some high school fucking...
Isn't that based on that MTV animated
No, that's
short
Aeon
thing?
Flux.
That's Aeon Flux.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
Ultraviolet is... I don't know
Aeon
if Andy
Flux
and I
one.
ever talked about Ultraviolet on the podcast. We actually dragged our friend Dylan
You like
McCombs
us
to
too
see it
much.
with us. And she left 5
Good.
minutes. She paid full price for a ticket to see that movie, and she was so disgusted by that movie 5 minutes in, she left just so she could go to the bookstore and kind of look at books while we finished watching the film.
I
That
sometimes
sounds
wonder
familiar.
why Dylan McConis hangs around you sometimes.
Yeah, especially in that
I
case.
sometimes wonder why anybody hangs around Bill.
Well, and especially in retrospect, we don't know why we ever tried to convince her to go see that movie with us, because we should have known that, like, it's going to be a trashy action movie starring Mila Jovovich. At which point did we ever think Dylan McConis would be into that goddamn thing? But yeah, no, she left, and when we actually, Annie and I actually had a good time watching it because it's so fucking terrible. It's got like flaming fucking katanas and all kinds of terrible CGI effects. It was a terrible B movie, but it was fun to watch. But yeah, that's yeah.
So yeah, back to Transformers though.
So yeah, I know like all this just from joking about Ultraviolet. So Transformers. Yeah, so this is a thing that I've heard theater or movie studio people mention for a while now that they've been thinking about is the idea that you would sell super tickets, which would be a movie ticket. Because I think what happened was movie studios, they got so addicted to the extra money they were getting from charging for higher
DVDs.
prices for 3D movies
Mm.
that they're trying to figure out other ways they can kind of like plump up ticket prices.
$50 for a 3D movie with a digital copy you don't want.
Yeah, and well, the funny thing is that like I actually do a lot of digging to figure out this myself as to what kind of digital copy of the Transformers people would be able to eventually download, and I don't think these people understand like what they're going to get is the shitty like super DRM heavy.
People who are going to watch
download.
Transformers in theaters are not people who think.
I know exactly. And, well, there's
It's got
gonna be
Mark Wahlberg. What's wrong with Mark Wahlberg?
There is going to be a reckoning in October.
It's just
All these
robots,
millions of
everything
people
you want
bought
in a
these
movie.
tickets. They go to like download their like iTunes copy or whatever, and it's like this shitty. This is the first time they
If
get
it was an
introduced to this
iTunes
ultraviolet
copy,
shit.
it would be one thing, but it's
Yeah.
ultraviolet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
Like, the idea is not a terrible one. Like,
no. You know what? I mean, if they did
Kinda
this
is.
with Star Wars, I'd probably do it. Or so, there's movies you could I don't know, but
I don't know.
I don't know.
They could put, like, Star Wars on a small guillotine that you stick your hand in, and you'd probably go, oh, okay, that's $20.
Which I guess they've done this in the past because they've mentioned that at least in LA, there's been things where like Like you could buy a movie ticket, like you also get like free snacks and like a poster. I think they did like with a World War Z, where there was like for an extra like $10 you got like a small like.
See, now a poster, I would be kind of tempted because there's some nice movie posters out there.
Yeah, and they said it was like a full-size poster too. You essentially went home with a full-size, like 24 inches by 36 inches.
Yeah, they're relatively cheap to produce, all things considered.
Well, that's
People
the
will
thing.
pay good chunks of money for them.
You're essentially paying $10 for that extra poster, and that poster cost them like literally probably 50 cents to print. And so
like I would do that for any
pure
Studio
profit for
Ghibli
them.
movie that came out. Like,
Yeah.
get a poster with it. Yeah.
And it's interesting. I do like the idea of when you buy a movie ticket, you're already throwing down for, especially if you're convinced that you're gonna like the movie. It's one thing, man. How much would it suck to actually buy the super ticket of the new Transformers movie because for some reason you're so convinced you're gonna love it so much, and you come out and you're like, this movie was fucking terrible. But
This
I've also
movie had
just
a
spent an extra
plot on
$50
characters
for a
weren't
digital
racist. This
copy
is
that
what
I'm
I
not
paid
even gonna
for.
want to want. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a perfect movie.
Maybe it's something you do the second time you go to see it.
Yeah, it would be interesting if this takes off to see what other kind of stuff like this to see if like there's more interesting, like maybe I could see some theaters like goddamn I could see like again with Star Wars, who knows, maybe some theaters will have like fucking Star Wars action figures that are only available, and it'll be buying movie tickets may turn into what pre-ordering video games turns into, where depending on which theater you go to, you might get like a different fucking freebie or whatever.
Go to see Transformers 5 and pay $10 extra, and we will not tattoo genitalia on your forehead.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I wonder if some theaters, if they offer to charge extra for like no previews or something, I wonder if that could be a thing.
I'd do that.
Yeah.
Speaking of
I'd
Star
consider it.
Wars.
Star Wars.
Speaking of Star Wars, George Lucas is planning to spend $700 million on a Star Wars illustration art museum to be built in either San Francisco or Chicago.
Chicago. It's so beautiful.
Why Chicago?
So it turns out, Lucas, this is the first time I've heard about this too. His wife is from Chicago, and it sounds like
they
he's
got divorced.
No, he got married again just like last year. For the better part of the last decade, he's been dating she's like some kind of financial industry lady from Chicago.
Aren't there photos of
That
them?
explains Jar Jar.
Whatnot?
Yeah, I guess he's essentially moved to Chicago now. He doesn't actually live in San Francisco anymore.
No, good for
And
him.
so
Everyone seems to leave in San Francisco.
Yeah, and so supposedly it's San Francisco and Chicago are kind of like fighting each other to see who gets this Star Wars / illustration art museum. But yeah, so Lucas he says he'll fund the museum with $300 million now. The museum, once it's built, will get an extra $400 million once he dies. Which is funny.
Another week or two.
Penny change for George Lucas.
But I mean, the big news is that it would contain, props and stuff from the Star Wars movies. But the more interesting thing is, real focus of this seems like it would be storing all of his the illustration stuff that his illustration art collection that he's accumulated over the last 40 years.
But
Go ahead.
I'm not big on Star Wars, but there's some good art behind that stuff.
Yeah, no. Well, not even it wouldn't even be Star Wars art, but he's bought a lot of paintings of like.
Really?
He's got a big Norman Rockwell collection. Yeah, he's a huge fan of illustration art, like especially any kind of 20th century stuff. I mean, he owns like a lot of Drew Struz and stuff. But then again, he's also hired a lot of Drew Struz and do a lot of posters for Star Wars and Indiana Jones and stuff too. But yeah, supposedly he has a big collection of like Frank Frazetta paintings. And it's not very hoity-toity stuff because illustration art does not get a lot of.
It has to be commercial by definition, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, especially the stuff like Lucas likes because he does like the commercial illustration art, not even.
Let's not say that's bad stuff. Some of my favorite art, well, all of my favorite art is like comic stuff.
So that's the thing. Like even when he was, I mean, that's how we found like Ralph McQuarrie and those guys for designing Star Wars. He went to like commercial, illustration artists to find that stuff. Before like concept art became kind of an industry of its own. But it's kind of interesting to see him say, I'll spend a better part of $1 billion on an illustration museum. And it sounds like maybe he's just like dropping the Star Wars stuff in there to kind of sweeten the pot. That'll be more justification for people.
It's hard to keep museums open, and if you can get a hook.
What's this?
It's hard to keep a museum open sometimes, and if you can get a good hook, like
Oh,
Star
I
Wars.
mean, when you say get a hook, I thought maybe you were making a joke about the movie Hook, and maybe like
No.
going back to the Star Wars Transformers or the Transformers movie ticket thing. But like maybe you get a hook, a free hook to take home if you come see the Hook props at the Star Wars Art Museum.
That would be kind of great.
Even though it has nothing to
wouldn't say
do
no
with
to
George
that.
Lucas or
Do you have a preference on where you would like it to be, Bill? Would you go to this museum?
I'm hell, and you know, if I had my preference, San Francisco would be nice, just because it's the same coast I live on. Yeah,
You
but
could go guest star on a giant bomb panel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they would love to have me. But yeah, no, it'd be cool to see all of Lucas's illustration stuff in real life.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'd like
Rian
to see-
Johnson's making a Star Wars.
Oh, Ryan Johnson.
Man, I was kind of disappointed to hear this. It's like hiring the most interesting chef on the planet to make you vanilla ice cream.
I know. Well, yeah, that's the other way you can look at it too, where it's.
I'm sure it'll be good movies, but like I want to see something.
You know what? At least it's just a one-off movie. It's not like he's going to.
He's making two.
Like the next three. No,
I
well,
heard he's making two.
it's only been confirmed that he's going to be writing and directing Episode 8, and he's supposed to be connected to Episode 9 somehow, and no one can seem to agree as to whether or not he's going to be making Episode 9 or if he's just writing a treatment for the script for Episode 9. That sounds a lot more likely than him committing to writing and directing 2 Star Wars movies, because I'm sure they'd like to bring in one third and last director to take to take over for Episode 9.
They'll get George Lucas to do Episode 9 just to mess with people.
That's the question everyone's trying to figure out now. Is like, if you've got J.J. Abrams, Ryan Johnson, and who's the third person you want to direct?
Who did District 9?
Neil Blomkamp.
Because if you're gonna do a trio of sci-fi directors, it's either him or Moon Dude.
Duncan Jones. Yeah. Which they'll be.
Christopher Nolan would probably be a good choice.
You know what? In my heart of hearts, I would still if you're only gonna have one more director ever direct an actual Star Wars Luke Skywalker movie. I mean, really, if it were up to me, I'd say if I could convince the guy to do it, it's get Spielberg to do it.
Yeah.
I would love to see Steven Spielberg do a Star Wars movie, but that's never gonna happen because he's always his big thing is like Star Wars is George Lucas's thing, and George Lucas is a friend, but I don't want to. I want to make sure that
it would be kind of weird him being friends with George Lucas and then going to make a Star Wars movie for Disney.
Yeah, it's a little.
I don't mean to imply that George Lucas would never forgive him for it or something, or that
no, I
he'd
don't
even
think George.
care.
I honestly don't think George Lucas cares.
The internet just beat him to death.
Yeah, I
over
think
how bad
he's been
those,
so much like whatever. I mean, that's the one thing. Just because George Lucas is no longer involved with Star Wars, that would clear the path for for Spielberg to come in and do a Star Wars movie would be the fact that if Star Wars is no longer a George Lucas thing, then why not have Spielberg come in and direct one? But I don't know. I mean, really, technically, as long as the person's decent with actors and knows how to deal with special effects, really, there's a lot of people who can direct a Star Wars movie. It's just
I feel like these movies are going to be just so sanitized and any kind of directorial cues.
Well, that's going to be an interesting thing, seeing Ryan Johnson not only direct too, but actually write a script.
Yeah.
So that really is going to be a Ryan Johnson movie. It's just going to be a Star Wars movie. Especially it's going to be the second one. It should be like the Empire. It'll be of these movies. It'll be the one that'll be compared to the Empire Strikes Back. And I don't know. And I'm curious to see what happens too, because Ryan Johnson, all of his movies have been scored by his cousin. Was it Nathan Johnson? And
really?
that guy.
That's some good scores.
Yeah,
I would really like to see Star Wars get away from that kind of his name escapes me.
John Williams.
Yes, because his style is
goddamn ankles.
Well, it's just everyone who makes a movie these days tries to sound like him.
I know.
And it's not like that guy's going to be doing those movies, because let's be real.
Oh no, George Lucas. No, John Williams here. He's already confirmed to be coming back to do at least episode 7. If he's coming back,
he'll probably do a main theme for it. I'm sure.
No, he's coming back doing. He's still writing movies full. He just put out the score to. He's still producing scores right now as we speak. So it's not like he even has.
Is he producing scores, or is he picking out old sheet music he's written and just rearranging it?
Well, people have been claiming that's what he's built his entire career off of. Just he wrote 1 hour worth.
He did this.
Back in,
he did the Superman theme and the Indiana Jones theme, right? And no one can tell those apart.
Yeah. No, he did. Okay, come on. He did Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Harry Potter.
He did Harry
Jaws.
Potter?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Huh.
Those are all
That
pretty
did have some
distinct
good music.
musical themes.
Yeah, one
mean, you
theme per movie.
Wow, I'm
I
gonna
know.
side with Bill on this one.
I mean, you could argue the interstitial music, like, maybe all sounds the same. It's all a big wash of strings and
Which
stuff like that.
This is
Again,
the
I don't
wrong
think that's his
podcast to be
fault.
talking smack about John Williams. Do you
Yeah,
I
remember?
know
don't actually
exactly,
think
yeah.
it's
When they
were
John
spooging
Williams'
over him?
fault. Everyone else
Yeah.
is imitating him so much.
Jake,
You know,
you
it's one of
get a
those-
bomb in the mail later on this week. I
Yeah.
wish I knew where it came from.
Probably from
I
Tom.
don't open packages that aren't from
Yeah.
Amazon.
But yeah, no, Ryan Johnson. Just saying. But yeah, no, I made the joke at Ryan and Nathan Johnson on Twitter that if Nathan Johnson still wants to be involved with Star Wars movie, he could at least write some jizz music.
Do you know Ryan Johnson somehow?
We've interacted with each other on Twitter.
So yeah, you're Surin.
Yeah. No, there was something where I don't remember specifically.
Whose
there
mic
was
is
something-
cracking?
Oh, he was
Does that mean
posting
it's
thumbnails
Bill's?
when he was directing The Brothers
When he
Bloom.
talks.
He was posting like thumbnails of his storyboards to Twitter, and he was like, "Do these storyboards make sense to anyone?" And like, I forgot
Nope. Good. Perfect.
a little bit. So yeah, this is my way of saying me and Ryan Johnson are bros. This is the thing that kills me. I wish Annie could be on the podcast this week because Ryan Johnson is probably her favorite filmmaker ever,
He's one of my favorites.
and he's making a Star Wars. So I wish I was there to hear her get the news that Ryan Johnson is making a goddamn Star Wars movie, because that would have been, yeah, oof. Her head probably just
Did
melted.
Annie
down a
make
little
it back
bit.
to Portland? She didn't tweet
Yeah, I
about
think
it,
she just made it back like late last night. Yeah.
Okay.
So she'll
I was
she'll be
tweeting
back
out
on
fully
that.
about my cleaning adventure yesterday.
Yeah.
It was that
Alright.
boring.
Before we get to the last thing Bill has here, the Mercedes DLC for Mario Kart is coming to North America.
Yeah, I forgot to. Are
Yay.
you guys
Yeah.
gonna buy it?
Is it free or is it something you have to buy?
It's an ad. It has to be free, right?
I didn't think about that, but yeah, it's considering it's like a sponsored product, it should be free DLC.
If it's free, I'll download it, but if it costs
Yeah.
money, no way in hell.
I kind of wish the car looked more like an actual cart rather than just like a shrunken down,
Yeah.
full-sized, Mercedes.
It's
Like
weird.
it could have been like caricatured a little bit, whereas,
Yeah.
but
But then it wouldn't be representative of the Mercedes brand.
I mean, this really does reflect Nintendo's new effort to kind of like try to like do more licensing and
Make money?
and marketing stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Bill doesn't have it on the show notes, but Ubisoft gone done fucked up.
What'd they do?
Watch Dogs PC.
Oh.
Well,
I don't...
Did you hear about that, Bill?
What, did they found the original E3 assets in the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing about
So
those.
what was their excuse? Like, okay, so what's the debate exactly about this?
People seem to think that these were fully implemented features, that they just cut out PC versions so it looked like console versions. But there was something they put in there for the E3 demo so it looked really good and then never actually finished.
Yeah.
Because people have gone through and played with this stuff and it looks super weird in spots apparently. So it's stuff they didn't put the time in to
Well,
finish.
see, that's what I was wondering, because there's a couple different potential explanations for why this happened, and it could be just because they just took all that stuff out for legitimate performance issues, which is
Right.
justified.
This is
Or-
something.
Yeah, but if they intentionally just gimped the games just so it wouldn't shame the console versions, that's kind of fucked up.
Well, here's the thing.
If you
PC
think-
gamers really like to get up in arms about this kind of crap. Like, people talk about the console audiences, but there is no one more entitled than a spoiled PC gamer.
Yeah.
Like, it's just awful.
Well, what
I
do you
mean, they're
think
not
about
as racist as console players, but
Well, the thing is, if they put it in there and had it running like that, why wouldn't they set that as the benchmark to get the
I
game
know.
running up to that
Because-
point, rather than just show it there? That's just
What is all this stuff?
the
Was
stupid
this
thing is
just
that they showed it in the
Yeah.
first
was
if they hadn't shown it, fine. But and also to leave the code in the game, it's like, hey, here's
that
what
is
you
stupid because
built.
they should have known someone would have
Well-
found
Turn it on.
This is one of those things where I've spent enough time trying to develop games that I realize that the reason code gets left in is because you just forget to take it out.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
why
no, I
that
know
happens.
I know sometimes it's for stability issues too, because sometimes if you have something
Yeah,
in there
because
and
if
you
you
take it out,
right,
suddenly you start getting bugs and you can't figure out why, but you just don't have
right.
the time.
And
and
with a
effort to-
project that big, you don't mess with anything that you do not need to mess with.
Yeah, it kind of becomes a Jenga tower at that point. Although something
Mhm.
like this though, where like
Well, how long did they work on Watch Dogs?
it's like a good 2
Long enough that they needed to shove it out the door without finishing all
Like
of these
7 years or
stages and
something like
stuff,
that?
So.
Was it
Yeah.
development?
It's for a decent
Is
amount
somebody
of time.
playing Mario Kart in your glasses?
TV. No, you know what the worst thing is? It's not even Mario Kart. What is this? It's Summer Games Done Quick. Someone is playing Crash Bandicoot Warped.
Oh.
Which
Oh,
this looks
okay.
like a PlayStation 2, some kind of Mario Kart game. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of like vaguely just like, I'm not even paying attention to the screen. It's just kind of like.
We're talking about the important issues of the times, and what are you doing?
Doing what I'm gonna do after I'm done with this.
Watching Crash Bandicoot is the only thing that kept me from reaching through the computer screen and strangling you, Jacob, when you besmirched the good name of that godsend of ours, John.
Hey, he's no Hitachi
Williams.
Sakamoto.
I love you, Jacob. I do appreciate the fact that you speak your mind. You're not gonna kowtow to the big John Williams fan on the podcast.
That's
I'm not
code
gonna-
for I disagree with you so bad.
You're not afraid to come out and say, you know what?
I'm willing to speak
Fuck
up
him
to
in the
Big
ass.
John Williams.
You know what? I can't. No, I can't. I can't. I can't throw too many rocks at anyone who says, you know what, John Williams.
I mean,
His shit kind of sounds the same sometimes.
yeah, my thing
You're not
about music
wrong.
is it's always so subjective. Like, my favorite bands are Radiohead, like LCD Sound System, and Sonic Youth. Go pick a Sonic Youth song. And
You know
so
what my favorite
anyone,
bands are?
And they're gonna just look at you like you're crazy.
My favorite bands are Free Internet Dumpster.
Yeah,
That's a good
I
band.
buy CDs.
Yeah.
I'm that.
That new Lana Del Rey album. Oh my god.
I hear it's boring.
I don't know. I listened to like 10 seconds.
Hey, did you know Legend of Korra returns next Friday, June 27th?
Now,
I
you
did
guys
not.
really.
I
Okay,
love the first few episodes of Korra, and that two-parter they did about the first Avatar was some of the best television I've seen.
Yeah, that's actually been.
Yeah.
That almost justifies Legend of Korra existing just right there, just to get those two.
Right,
episodes.
that was some fantastic TV.
Daniel, what are your thoughts and feelings about the Legend of Korra?
I tried to watch it. It didn't click with me. I don't care about it.
I still like it. You know, I'll watch anything that has like.
I can understand why people like it, but I just didn't click with me. I was like, meh.
Yeah. It's funny. It seems to be half the people who are watching it are only watching it to see like their weird slash fic stuff happen, like Corey and Asama kissing and stuff that's ever not.
I'm holding out hope. I can believe. I can have a dream.
But Jacob, you watched the original Avatar show though, right?
Yes, actually, I watched it on the recommendation of you and Annie.
Okay.
Right.
And you liked it?
No. Yes, I actually loved it. I started watching it during the first season of Korra, and I watched it all in the span of about 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then I started on Korra, and yeah.
Have you seen any of the trailers for the third season of The Legend of Korra?
I watched the one that had a bunch of spoilers in it.
Yeah, I
I'm
only
not
saw
buying
one. I don't
any
know.
stuff on you, Bill.
I don't know
Stop
if there's
doing
more
faces.
spoilery ones out there, but the one I did see did have Zuko. Had old
That's
ass
not
Zuko.
That was announced, but there's like full-on spoilers about villains that are going to make a reappearance and stuff
Oh,
like
really?
that.
Maybe I didn't
Yeah.
see that shit.
I mean, if you
Doesn't
want to know what they
matter.
are, ask me after the podcast.
Doesn't
but
matter because all that shit's coming back in less than 7 days anyway, so we get to watch.
Yeah.
Get to be disappointed by Legend of
surprised.
Korra for another season.
I figured they'd announce it a few months ahead of time. I didn't think it would.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Maybe it's
not
because of the week. They just said,
Yeah, so I guess like 3 episodes from the middle of the season got leaked. Like,
yeah,
but
it's
the
been done
Spanish
for a while,
dubs?
apparently. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they have to send out months in advance to get it dubbed properly.
That's
So it's been done for quite a while, so I guess they just decided, well, it's done. It's part of it has been leaked.
I love
Sure.
that I can tell that Daniel checked out because I could hear his mouse clicks.
It's true.
No, this is what
I
happens.
want to
if
get a
you-
mechanical keyboard, and then I just want to look away whenever you're doing it. And just,
I'm watching WebMs of the modded Watch Dogs.
Yeah, I didn't actually even thought to check out some of the WebMs. I love that,
WebMs.
if you're going to want to see anything, you want to see the WebMs because that's going to be the best possible quality footage.
And
even-
frames.
Yeah, even more than YouTube or anything like that, yeah.
YouTube sucks so much. I haven't watched a YouTube video without it stopping at like
You're
3
shit
minutes and
talking very
43
service that's
seconds.
making this podcast possible.
I know.
Man, Jacob, you would last terribly if this America came underneath like a totalitarian regime. You would get killed so quickly.
If?
Because you
What
would
do you mean if?
you would have no sense. You would not give a shit. You would have no sense for self protection. You would just be like, you know what?
Self-preservation.
Fuck Hitler. Hitler can lick my fucking balls, and you wouldn't even be yelling that. You'd just be just saying that out loud to everyone. You know what? Hey, fucking.
Are you trying to
soldiers.
say John Williams is Hitler? Is that the implication you're making here?
Well, some people would suggest that he is musical Hitler. Oh,
He did murder any interesting music in films. No, I'm just kidding.
Daniel just sent me a link to some of the web MMs of.
Oh, gee, can I get a link for that?
Yeah, let me see if I can paste it in here.
Yeah.
I'll watch it on my computer.
Anyone watching at home, if you PayPal me 50 cents, I'll send you a link to this WebM too.
Perfect.
I'm trying to keep the audience
Can
involved.
we get it? Can we get it on the Hangout, and then we can just draw obscene things on the?
Are any of you guys still playing Watch Dogs?
No.
I got it for free with my new video card. I never started it.
Yeah, I have it too.
I have it
Absolutely
downloaded.
impulse to
I
go
never
back.
started it.
Yeah. I'm kind of freaked out
Well,
because
it's time
I have
now.
that game. I should be playing it, but maybe I'll play some Dragon's Crown instead.
I put it in the group chat. FYI.
Okay, cool.
Wait. Oh, prompt. I thought that said
See, well,
porn.
so did they ever? So the assets they
second.
found in the Watch Dogs, was
Mhm.
that just specific to areas of the world that were just featured in the E3 game, or was it more baked in?
No, it's like lighting, more dynamic lighting. You know?
Yeah, it's that
Okay,
kind of
so-
stuff.
So it really was like obvious that this stuff was more baked into throughout the entirety of the game. It wasn't just like stuff.
It wasn't just
a
like one
vertical
area.
slice of that
Yeah.
of that E3 demo. Okay,
It's
so
like-
that's pretty damning then. Yeah.
Better lighting
Yeah, I
in the
can watch
rain,
this
like
on this laptop. It's
Better. I saw like better rain effects and stuff too.
yeah,
Yeah.
like better headlights.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, I mean, it's all stuff that'll be in Watch Dogs 2 or something.
Between that and ladies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but the Wadey Gate. How do you know that? How is that a thing you're
I've just heard people. Who doesn't love a good Jigglypuff song?
Same people.
What's to know? It's just Jigglypuff over and over again.
Speaking of Jigglypuff, is anyone excited for the new Smash Brothers? At all?
Yeah, I like it.
I'm never very good at Smash Brothers. I don't know what's going on. I did really like watching the E3 stream they had of like the big tournament. Was actually kind of fun to watch.
I didn't actually watch that. I meant to, but I forgot it was on.
See,
Watching-
I was actually kind of excited for that last Smash Brothers for the Wii when it seemed like you could play it online, and then I bought a copy and I played 2 online matches, and then it broke down, and the internet never worked again for that game for me, and I was like, well,
Weird.
I kind
I
of.
never had any problems with the online on that. The online in Mario Kart works super well, so I'm.
Oh yeah, so hopefully it should be that much of a problem. And actually, Mario Kart, I'm surprised that Mario Kart is one of the rare big online games that did not crash the night it came out too. Granted,
Yeah.
there's only 4 people
There's
out there on Wii U.
There's you,
so-
me, Grumpy Turtle,
Mm.
and like one guy I know who have a Wii U. I even have a Vita. Like,
I keep thinking about buying one of those, but then I remember that the memory cards are stupid.
Yeah,
and
no,
I won't.
I had to buy a $70.
I would recommend
card.
one. I would highly recommend Vita if it wasn't for that $70 memory card you got to pick up.
Oh, you guys gonna?
Don't
buy-
recommend things on the Boy Howdy podcast. It'll never come to fruition.
At least there's a slight chance I might play something. there's not a lot of chance, but more than Annie, whereas Annie's just like no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna buy Guacamelee when it comes out for the PlayStation 4 in 2 weeks?
I already
have
have it on the
Guacamelee on
PS3.
the PC.
Is that a cross-buy game? Because yeah, I already have it on
I think
on
it is.
PlayStation 3. Oh man, if that's the way it is, because I will play the shit out of that on PlayStation 4.
It's on Vita.
Yeah. Oh, I own it on Vita. That's what I bought it for Vita.
And that's probably the
I
place.
forgot about cross-buy shit.
I need to
Oh,
beat it
isn't
because
Isn't this technically like a new edition though? So maybe that's how they can justify like maybe the cross-buy stuff not
yeah, it's the
working.
gold edition, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what that actually is. I don't know that they added a whole lot. I think they just fixed some problems. people had with
Costumes.
it.
I think there's some new costumes, like an extra boss or something like that too.
The PC version has mod support, so you can play as a bunch of Nintendo characters.
Oh really? No.
You can play as the 8-bit Mario sprite, I'm sure.
What? Like how do you pick up stuff and throw it? And
I
because
know.
Mario's got like little arms that can't even reach over his head.
You don't.
Oh.
You just download it and you look at the Mario sprite in this game and how bad it looks in this art style, and then you move on with your life.
You
So
can
is
tell
it-
Bill's getting bored. He's making faces in the webcam.
Ah.
You can pick up the drawing app. You can do all kinds of things, Bill.
That's true, yeah, exactly. Oh well, yeah. So you guys, is that it? Is that all the week in the geek of review that it is? That was what? Hi, little blood
I
trigger.
don't think I'm sure there's other stuff that happened, but
I want to say something happened.
There's always stuff that happens.
Hell,
That
I know.
whole,
What happened in politics this week?
Yeah, let's not go into
racism.
politics.
I don't know.
Racism. Oh man, that's the other thing. I spent a lot of week watching helicopter crashes on YouTube.
Of course you did.
Yeah, there's a lot of helicopter crashes. Especially, I was watching this one thing where it's two news cameras, two news camera crews in helicopters, both filming this guy like stealing a car for the like 6 o'clock news in like it was like Tulsa or something like that, and both helicopters slam into each other, and then you get to hear the screams as they plunge their own fiery death, and then it cuts away to the lady at the news desk back in the office going, "We seem to be having technical difficulties," and you can hear the screams behind her of the people dying. That's fucking hilarious.
Wow, Bill, you are truly.
You're a piece of work,
God's
man.
greatest.
That's gruesome, but it's like, oh my god, like you hear like a ah!
When I found out that you can just put GIFs on Twitter, I thought, I'm going to unfollow Bill, aren't I?
You know what? I've tried not to abuse that too much.
Your
Also, it
horrible
doesn't-
gift ratio isn't too bad lately.
Yeah, well, I've been again. That shows how busy I've been with other stuff that I've had to really
like that it's
plunge the
not-
internet.
It's not
It's
something
because
you're
you've been
actively
busy.
trying to avoid. It's just that you've been too busy to put
Yeah.
horrible gaping buttholes on Twitter.
To be fair, I can't.
Oh.
I try not to. I try not to link anything on Twitter that's gonna get anyone in jail or fired from work if they accidentally click on it. Maybe that might get some like raise eyebrows from workmates or something like
I
that.
forgot. Here's something super important. Bill, did you make your rice cooker pancake?
Yes.
How was that?
I tweeted about this yesterday, but I forgot to include a photograph. It was the best homemade pancake I've ever made. Granted, I
I've
make
never
terrible
made a pancake that wasn't runny.
Yeah, that's my problem too. Well, I tend to make pancakes that are way too thick, and so they kind of get overdone on the outside and they're raw in the middle.
Yeah. I tried
but
Alton
this-
Brown's recipe, but I can never get it to work.
Oh man, Alton Brown burned me this week on a pot sticker recipe that turned out fucking terribly. It tasted like McDonald's hamburgers, which I love McDonald's hamburgers. There's no problem with McDonald's hamburgers. I love them in a
I
really
do eat
shitty way. They're not
McDonald's.
very
So it
good
tastes
hamburgers
like-
either.
The hamburger flavored Doritos.
You know what? I've had hamburger flavored stuff in the past, and that you know what? Everyone's secret to making anything taste like hamburger seems to be just make it taste like a combination of mustard and ketchup. Because
Yeah.
any kind of like artificially hamburger flavored thing seems to be it's not so much trying to make it taste like beef, try to make it taste like ketchup and mustard. And that's what you really need to do.
I discovered the other day that they have cheddar flavored Doritos. And I
Cheddar?
don't know why I never knew that.
That seems like
'Cause it-
I'm surprised that's not like the second flavor they ever released. You know, it's funny because I was watching those '80s commercials, and in that 4-hour long '80s compilation of '80s commercials, one of the first things you see is introducing brand new Cool Ranch Doritos. And I'm like, oh man, that shit's already like 30 years old. Because I remember when that was new when I was a kid, and I was like,
And they made one batch 30 years ago, and that's still what they're serving today.
yeah, they're just still mining chips off of that little giant Cool Ranch Dorito ball they made.
So, but how was your pancake, Bill? You said it was the
That was
best. you
fucking
made.
good. It was actually circular.
Mhm.
I didn't put that much batter 'cause
Wow.
I've seen other people almost fill up the whole rice cooker with batter, and they get this giant like it's almost looks
Cake?
like an edible curling puck. You know,
Mhm.
curling from the Winter Olympic sports. So it almost looks like that kind of size and dimension. I just put like a cup. All I did was mix together was a cup of pancake powder with like 2/3 of a cup of water. And so it was just enough to like fill the bottom of a small bowl and dumped it into the rice cooker. Yeah, let it auto cook for 45 minutes and yeah, a completely perfect little round. It was essentially about the volume of maybe two thick pancakes on top of each other.
Is this now your official way of making pancakes?
Yeah,
I
actually, yeah.
had a rice cooker.
It's easier and quicker than I mean not quicker because like pancakes if you cook them actually in a pan, it can be only a couple minutes. But you can mix the ingredients inside the rice cooker so it's less mess and stuff. Yeah, well, are you thinking about trying it?
Oh no, I've just seen it everywhere on the internet this week, and
Yeah.
I saw that you had attempted it. So
Yeah, so if you
It's
have
important
a rice
news.
cooker, if anyone's got a rice cooker and some pancake fixings at home, I mean it's one of the rare internet quote unquote fucking
Life hacks.
term, life hacks that actually seems to
Are you gonna throw other stuff in there like chocolate or berries?
Well, my first thing was like, oh man, you mix some peanut butter in this shit, like a peanut butter pancake. I don't know why I went to peanut butter of all places, but yeah, I've seen other people like.
I don't like peanut butter either. I'll just add that to the list of.
Well, I've seen other people like mix like cocoa and berries and shit. And, like at that point, you're just making a
that does sound
chocolate
good.
cake.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Which, granted, you know, you're making this pancake without a pan, and you really are just making a cake to begin with. But yeah.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
work.
It worked.
Fantastic.
Cooking. I made pretzels 3 weeks ago.
Wait, how do you make pretzels?
I got a book called The New Artisan Bread in 30 Minutes a Day, which, despite the title, is actually a really good book on cooking bread.
Do you have to
Or
boil?
baking.
Don't you have to boil the?
Yes, you do. What you do is you get it calls for you've seen Fight Club, right?
Yeah.
And you've seen the part where Tyler Durden pours a bunch of lye on his hand.
Yeah.
Right, you're supposed to use that in the boiling water to give pretzels that distinct crust.
Yeah, that sheen. Yeah, they get that like.
Right.
Yeah.
And in the book, they talk about how they bought some of this stuff and how they just read all the warning labels about how don't consume this, it will burn your insides horribly. So they just said, no, we're just going to use baking soda. So now you just boil it in like a quarter cup of baking soda.
Man.
And it works really well.
So are these big, soft, like ballpark pretzels?
They're kind of medium-sized, but they are soft. You could probably make them
That's
bigger.
best. I
since you're
love.
making them.
I mean, like little bagged, like crispy pretzels are fine too. But I love me a good warm, big, soft,
good
like
soft
ballpark pretzel.
yeah.
Oh fuck yeah.
We
No
have pretzels
mustard,
all the
none of
time
that
over there,
shit.
too. They're not that hard.
Yeah.
Really.
Ooh. Although to me, like those pretzels are really just a salt delivery device.
Find that mustard for me, honey mustard.
Yeah. Never been a big mustard fan.
Homemade
in my
honey
life.
mustard.
Yeah. Fuck Alton Brown and his
What?
goddamn pot sticker.
What do you mean you're not a mustard fan? Sorry.
A mustard fan and as a like a flavor additive is okay. Yeah, so this Alton Brown pot sticker recipe, instead of ginger and garlic, it called for ketchup and mustard, which really
Right,
just made the
traditional
stickers.
Chinese pot sticker recipe that calls for it, yeah.
That's crazy. You don't. What Asian food requires mustard and ketchup over ginger and garlic? It just seems nuts.
Well, I think in some mustards there is ginger.
Oh no, but I mean no mustard. No, I've had Asian foods with mustard.
Mustard
and
would
stuff like that.
probably be fine. but the
Speaking of
ketchup-
Asian foods and mustards, again in 1985, there seemed to be a big fake Asian food kick, where
What?
there's a lot of commercials for like fake, they introduced Oriental
Thanks, 80s.
chicken McNuggets. That's when they
What?
first introduced like Asian honey mustard sauce dipping sauces, and each thing of chicken McNuggets you would order would come with free chopsticks. So McDonald's.
That is the classiest way to eat McNuggets.
Yeah, it's
If I ate McNuggets, that's what I would do now.
chopsticks.
Get out my chopstick.
1985. While you're waiting, if you need a snack before you go to see Back to the Future in the theater, you go get your Oriental chicken McNuggets
Eat them with your chopsticks.
Yeah.
I can't really talk. The best Chinese restaurant where I live is a Panda Express.
Yeah.
That is depressing.
Yeah, Portland, I live kind of right near where all the Chinese people live, so there's a whole bunch of not free, but super dirt cheap Chinese right by us. There actually, you know what? Some of my favorite Chinese food is like kind of the dirty Chinese, like dirty cheap, like really ghetto Chinese places.
When you said dirty Chinese, I got real worried about where you were going.
Oh no, but you know, just kind of like super ghetto. There's actually one place in town, I forget the name of it, but it's really dark and dingy. It's almost like a set from Blade Runner, except they tend to play like Christmas music in the wrong times of year. So you go in there, it's really cold, it's really blue and dark, and it's in like this small old building with still kind of like ancient like 1920s like tin ceilings.
Is this
and
a
stuff
Chinese
like that.
meth lab?
And
It
so
almost
much,
is. It's
I live in
much-
Montana. I
so
can
much
tell you what a meth
MSG.
lab
You
is.
can choke on it.
Oh yeah, but yeah, no, that's what it's really salty, really MSGE. It's kind of creepy, but it's fucking dirt cheap. But it's still like if you want a cheap lunch and just Chinese, if you just want some basic basic ass fried rice and stuff like, it's not the worst place to go. But
Mhm.
anyway, should we finally wrap this up? We're not
Anyway.
even talking about anything.
Well,
We're
first-
just talking about food.
I got a really good Montana story for you. So,
Yeah.
Montana has a reputation for having a lot of meth. It earns
Uh-huh.
this reputation. Not far from where I live, there is a nursing home, in this kind of like low income but not like super like poor area. And right across from the nursing home, there was this trailer that you never saw anyone come out of, never saw anything about it. It looked real run down compared to everything else around it. Come to find out, there was a meth lab right next to the nursing home.
No, man.
And to top it off, there's a campground not far from that, and there was a cop staying at the campground who drove by that meth lab every day.
I just read a news story about some young kid, I forget which city it was, who he went exploring in an old abandoned house in his neighborhood, and
That always ends well.
found a corpse of a man who had hung himself in the closet of this abandoned house 5 years earlier.
Ugh, man.
Waka waka waka, life is hilarious.
Hey everybody, you've done it again. You wasted another perfectly fine hour with the Boy Howdy
Hour?
podcast.
Just an hour?
And
We
actually,
fast forwarded through a lot of them.
2.5 hours. Yeah, I know. You wasted listening to the
The
first.
best part was on the break, anyways.
Decided
But-
to do something else with your life. Yeah.
Since Annie's not here, I'll say you guys have to get your quota in for saying at the end of the day.
At the end of the
Yeah,
day,
At the end of the day,
my
was-
nipples are
at the
rigid.
day, the Boy Howdy podcast is what the Boy Howdy podcast is going to be at the end of the day, and at the end of the day, you can't change what the day ends as. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's the end of the day.
Well, thanks for letting me come on and yell at you, Bill.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for help holding the fort while Andy's not here.
So why don't we do this when the podcast is? Oh God, no, I need to hit random again.
Daniel, just you're doing that to yourself, Jacob?
Yeah, I'm not doing
There's a
anything. Quit
randomized
blaming me.
feature on the bottom.
Jacob.
There's a randomized feature in Google Effects on the bottom right, and I just keep hitting it.
Yeah, Jacob's now covered with like scuba gear and stuff on the video feed.
I got hearts. Anyways, so you can find me at I hate DRM75 on Twitter. I think I'm going to change that to just DRM75 because I just realized I could do that and cut out most of my Twitter handle.
And you're actually
That
fine
seems
with
like a good
DRM,
thing to
though. That kind of changes your whole stance on that, though.
You know, the reason I go by I hate DRM is I bought the PC version of the Orange Box, not realizing it called for Steam. I
Oh,
also didn't
okay.
have an email address at the time, so in order to play this crap, I had to go get an email address, and then I had to sign up for Steam, and I
So
couldn't
it's
think
kind
of
of
what
funny
to
how
call
Tanner's saying
myself.
that, but that's like, yeah. I know
Now
people.
it's just been stuck.
It's funny that to see now that people will specifically go out of their way to buy a game just because it does have Steam. Like, it will have a Steam code available.
Yeah, I know.
Like that, yeah. Anyway,
Funny.
yeah.
So, anyways, you can find me at probably DRM75 by the time this actually goes up. You can find my Tumblr at vulpusabsurder.com. It's a pun, Google Finnick Fox. They're cute. And that's
They're
it.
cute. They're not ugly. Yeah. And Daniel?
You don't want to find me, but if I'm at the Grumpy Turtle, because some asshole already took Grumpy Turtle.
Yeah, there's somebody who goes by I hate DRM on Twitter, and the last thing he did was complain about Ubisoft's DRM like 5 years ago. So really, you can just kind of read that tweet anytime.
I don't have to look to see if Mr. AIDS is available on Twitter or anything.
That's probably a good thing.
That's probably for the best.
I'm not.
I
I'm
need to
not
go register
necessarily
that so you
right. It's
don't.
just funny that like here, like 7 years later, it just finally occurred to me that I could actually start using Mr. AIDS as anything but my awful, fucking terrible online video game handle. Yeah.
Next week, Bill, I expect to hear you talk about all the horrible
wait.
weddings that have happened in your Tamagotchi life.
Yeah, I'll
I
try
thought
to
you were talking about
start-
Andy's wedding for a second, Mike, but that's next year.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe I'll try to import you guys into Tomodachi Life and just see if you guys see who
My-
you guys
So
have.
if you
My
want
QR
my
code is on my Twitter.
It
if
is
you want
okay.
my me, all you need to do is you need to go in to make a me, and then when it gives you basic me, you just turn its hair black, and you're good. That's it. That's all I did.
That's a pretty good way to share your video. To say just a basic, just basic template, but with black hair. Yeah.
It looked enough like me. I had no reason to change it.
No, that's even easier than actually like scanning a QR code. So yeah, you said your QR code's on your Twitter.
Yeah.
Daniel. Okay, I'll keep that. In
Just
mind.
look at my recent images, and it should be like one of the top ones. Oh, also, Bill,
Yeah.
you and I have a 0% compatibility rating for friendship on
Really?
Tamagotchi Life. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. You know what? I tried to see what me and
We're
Andy's
mortal
compatibility-
enemies.
Oh, really? Me and
Yeah.
Andy are like at like 20% too. Like we're not much better than you.
It's okay. Me and my wife are at 19%.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw. Did you guys? I just saw. I was listening to a podcast right before we started recording. I saw that there's a thing that eventually unlocks that. It's just specifically the charm rating for all the women on the island.
Well, they
Which-
have one for the men too.
Oh, do they? Because
Yeah.
I saw somebody was kind of like what the hell? They were talking about how specifically it's supposed to rate how desirable, but just the women though. Not
Yeah,
not the.
there's one for each gender.
Oh, okay. That's a little. It's still a little creepy.
So good on Nintendo.
Yeah, it's
They
not
got
so
that right.
gender specific then. Okay.
Yeah, you just
Oh,
unlock
okay.
everything at different times. So
I'm gonna go make me some fucking lunch because it's
I thought you
2:30.
were gonna say poop.
What?
I'm gonna go.
What
I'm
do you
eat
think
this
this lunch is
turkey.
gonna turn into?
Sure.
That's true.
What's that, Jacob?
I'm gonna eat this jerky in this chair. I'm not even gonna get up.
That's
I'm
a
just
good
gonna
idea.
go straight back to Minecraft.
Try to fire up some of the PC Watch Dogs.
Maybe I will.
Yeah, just see what the
No, I
shit.
won't.
Okay, so yeah, no, I'm sure I'll have you guys on again sooner than later too. You guys are always welcome on the show, because especially me and Andy
I'm
mostly
free
just do
whenever.
hangouts these days. Yeah, we'll have to.
Anytime you want me on,
Yeah, we'll keep
I'm
on-
free. I can slowly take over the Boy Howdy Empire.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just
More
inherit.
things have happened in the world. Yeah, I mean, I'll hate Boy Howdy being handed over to someone who hates John Williams, but I can live with it.
I don't know if
Well, I'll
Your
love
listeners would
taking
stand
it
for
from
that.
someone who doesn't like the Fantastic Mr. Fox. So
This is true. Okay, you know what? If I can learn to tolerate Fantastic Mr. Fox, we'll have to do like a little cultural.
hey, I can tolerate John Williams.
That's the thing. Yeah, I know. I can't
Absolutely.
just arbitrarily hate Fantastic Mr. Fox just because I saw 2 seconds of animation and read an article about the making of it.
It's such a weird
That's
movie.
unfair.
I can't
I need-
fault someone for liking it, but
I
I
need
love
to-
that movie.
I need to learn to embrace The Fifth Element, Gremlins 2, and Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Okay, well, when you watch that movie, when you watch the Fantastic Mr. Fox, you let me know and I'll come on that week
Okay.
and we can have a chat about it. If you get this Criterion Edition collection, it has the animatic, and that was surprisingly entertaining.
Is it for the whole film?
Yeah, it's for the whole stinking film.
I love Blu-rays where you can just have like an alternate cut of the making of thing of the whole film.
Yeah.
The whole, spadoinkle.
It kind of-
So
It kind of makes me wish it wasn't stop motion. It kind of makes me wish it was actual 2D animation.
should have been people in suits in the forest.
trying to end.
Someone's made that movie.
Okay. Okay, we'll go. Okay,
Okay.
I think Daniel has to take a shit. He has a thin butthole.
I think I hear his wife in the background.
Yeah, I think he's being wife shamed.
Well,
This is the
person,
worst
I
way
don't
to end
know.
this episode. Okay. Love you, Kelsey.
Okay.
We love
Kelsey.
you.
Bill says love you.
Okay. Good.
He said love
Ah,
you.
yes, you
This-
seem nice.
You know what? We're ending this podcast the way everyone ends in like really kind
Oh,
of
hey Bill.
conversation with their friends on Skype or their parents. Bye. Bye.
Bill.
Bye.
What?
Let's end the podcast, and then I gotta talk to you about something.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I think I had something to tell you about too, but I
Okay.
can't remember what.
Okay, I'll hit stop. Okay.